Yeah, y'all already know what time it is. It's time to get into it as we do. A special good morning salute to everyone under the sound of our voices this morning. Look, this is the one. You see the thumbnail. You see how it go. It has been released. It has been dropped. It has been put out there that the Carolina Panthers on this time had a couple of Rizats, Master Splinters, a couple of the goddamn Stuart Little Mices in the building. I'm trying to tell you. Y'all already know what time it is. Let the mice get the micing. They all cheer. Look, the trap has been set, and y'all see what time it is. I'm trying to
What
tell
up?
you
What up?
what's going on,
JP,
fellas.
H Town, C,
Wait a minute.
Earl. What's the deal?
Now, I know you ain't gonna pass by Lady Q like you ain't saw her right there.
You ain't already had her up there. You already had her up there in lights. You already had her up there in lights. So you know what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay,
Everybody see her.
okay.
Everybody see
Hey. I don't want to hear that later on when I go home.
her. Everybody
It's
see her.
go.
Everybody.
It wasn't me. Uh, okay. Let's get into it as we do. We hope that you all come on in, like, comment, subscribe. Look, show the channel some love. Master Splinter, Mr. Ratburn from Arthur, whatever you want to call these niggas out here that's in these Carolina streets. Let the rats get the ratting. Hopefully, we don't have to put these boys in no we don't have to put them in no prevention. We don't have to send them into hiding. We don't have to put these rats here into hiding because we know they snitching. We know they
Yeah,
snitching.
yeah,
Plenty of
yeah,
snitching going on. So
yeah,
go.
yeah.
It was told and put out by a very credible source that the Carolina Panthers' very own owner David Tepper implanted his very own snitches into the roster himself for this season. I'm talking about he had his hand planted guys. And the article, and I will start reading pieces by piece. And let me know when you want me to stop.
Okay.
And it says,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and break it down for him. Go ahead and break it down for him.
yes, sir.
Go ahead
Yes,
and break
sir.
it down.
It said things turned very ugly fast for Carolina as Young struggled early in the regular season. Many prominent members of the Panthers coaching staff wanted to bench him in favor of Andy Dalton. However, the coaches were overruled, and there were even bigger problems going on inside of the facility. According
Hmm.
to a credible source called Tony Pauline of Sportskeeda, said that Tepper reportedly had the equivalent of spies working within the Panthers coaching staff and
Are you?
locker room.
What the hell?
Among them was offensive line coach James Campen, who made very few enemies within the organization as he operated as the eyes and ears for David Tepper. Eyes and ears. And then it goes on to say Campen, who was let go by Carolina after they hired Dave Canellis, wasn't the only one spying for David Tepper. It wasn't only him.
Mm.
They say, as previously detailed by Joseph Person and Deanna Rossini of the Athletic, they say Rich was undermined by his own coaching staff with Campen and special teams coordinator Chris Tabor reporting
There
what
you
they
go.
saw
Whoa.
to Tepper
Stop it
and
right there.
passing along any issue they had to the owner. Go ahead.
Yo, I've told you guys and I've told you guys. A leopard does not change his spots. Zebra,
Mm-hmm.
stripe,
Ooh.
all this are just
Mm-hmm.
nature. When they come out the same thing. All the mother looking like they don't change. Buddy will not change. That's the way it is in the corporate world. Backstabbing, spy, espionage. I told y'all he's the CIA spook behind the Door, the puppet master. I told you this, and I've told you this, and I've told you this. And if y'all think Canales getting ready to come in this motherfucker, only reason why Canales took the job because he didn't have none else to take. Q, also, do you know how many job offers Canales had?
How many? No, I don't. Tell me.
Head coaching. You know how many head coaching job offers he had?
I don't think it was that much, but how much you think it was?
Well, how many wins did Bryce Young had to week 5?
Week 5 he had 0 wins.
That's how many
I'm sick of
motherfucking.
this nigga.
That's how many. That's how many head coaching offers Canales had. Canales was going right down his ass right back to Tampa Bay. 0, Q.
Dang.
So we ran after a coach that didn't have no other offer. I told y'all, didn't have no other option. He
Now
sat there and ran
go.
with. Hold up, Real. Hold up. He sat
Okay.
there and ran behind Pete Carroll since '09 at USC.
I gotta believe.
And then what? He got Pete Carroll passed him over twice for offensive coordinator. To get the offensive coordinator job, he had to go to Tampa. Correct? Why didn't he get this job at the Seahawks? He been with Pete Carroll since '09. Now you coming over to a nigga who have spies, thieves in the temple, spies, Hunger Game type
Boy,
environment.
well, this is something from the
He get ready to eat
Bible,
this. He
boy.
get ready to eat this boy alive, Q. He gonna eat this boy alive.
Oh my God. Well,
You see what
and
he did to Frank? How many years experience Frank had? Frank should have seen this coming. How many years Frank
Frank
been in the
Yeah,
NFL?
yeah,
over
man. He
20,
should have
20,
saw
20,
that.
20 plus, 20 plus.
Okay. And now you telling me this boy he been a 1-year coordinator, first year head coach. Tampa ain't gonna eat his ass
Mm-hmm.
alive.
Look. I'm optimistic because the first thing he did, he got rid of Tabor and he got rid of Campbell. That's the first thing he did. And Thomas Brown.
He didn't do that. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. The story already out. Real. So you know who
I'm gonna
don't
quit
do
being
it. You
optimistic.
know who don't do it. Hey, come on, Real. You smarter than that, Real. You smarter than that. Don't do that to me. Don't you do that to me. You smarter than that. How can I? A spy ain't no damn good if he's exposed. If he's exposed, he ain't no good. He can't
You
spy
right?
no more.
Yeah, but he got rid
He
of
ain't
the
no good
current
to me.
spies. I mean, I would have
What
kept
did they do?
I would have kept I
Real,
would have kept Campbell on the table anyway. But yeah,
Real. You watch Power?
yeah, I dabble
I
in a
know you
little bit.
watch Power. I know you watch Power. What the Ghost doing the first season? Killed all them motherfuckers that knew him.
Yeah.
All of them. Can't have no loose ends, baby. Get your ass out of here. That's what Temple said. Get your ass up out of here.
So
You
you think
exposed.
so you think Canales is gonna have somebody in the camp that Tipper gonna convert to a spy?
You damn right he is. He done it for every regime. He had spies on Matt Rule, Steve Wilkes. He had spies on Ron.
Who
Let Q finish. Let Q finish telling it. Let Q
who
finish telling it.
who would want to work for that though?
He had spies on all of them, baby. He the puppet master. Y'all fucking with the best. You fucking with the best.
He goes on to say from right there that Frank Wright was undermined by his own coaching staff, with Campen and Tabor, special teams coordinator, reporting what they saw to Tepper and passing along any issue they had to the owner. It was described as a Hunger Games culture, with the staff members secretly communicating with Tepper behind Rich's back. Then it goes on to say, Pauline said that the buzz around the Shrine Bowl practices this week is that Tepper spies within the organization. He plays a massive role in destroying team chemistry. In addition, Panther players have shared publicly that Young also had too many coach in his head giving him conflicting advice. Fortunately for Carolina's team culture moving forward, Camp and the Table both are not going to be part of Canales' staff. while it remains possible that Tepper will eventually find new assistants that will directly report to him. For now, the Panthers organization seems to be in a better place.
I feel
That's
bad for
the
Dave
end of
Canales.
the
I
article.
really do. I
They
feel bad for
already
him.
know, real. They already know what he getting ready to do. He getting ready to find a couple more. If he ain't already got them.
See, Rail, the number one problem is Temple like picking the staff for people, so that way he can have his guys for when shit goes rough, he can fall back to them. That's the fucking problem, more than anything.
Who would want to
Oh
work for
yeah,
that?
we back at it. We back monetized. The memberships are back. I meant to tell everybody, welcome
We got.
back. We
We got.
back in the building. You can send them
Can't
super
stop
chats
us.
now.
They can't stop us. They
Yes, sir.
tried to stop
Can't
us. They
stop.
tried to lie on us. They tried to do everything. They tried to stomp us down, y'all. Yeah, I can talk
Hey,
about it.
hey,
Fuck it.
hey,
Fuck it.
hey,
I can
hey,
talk about
hey,
it. I
hey.
can talk about it. They
Can't
tried.
stop,
They
won't
tried to
stop.
do it. They tried to do
Can't
us
stop.
dirty. They
Won't
tried to.
stop.
You can't stop us. Yeah.
We back.
Okay, Diddy. Okay, Diddy with the Diddy party.
Memberships are
Yeah.
back, Bubba. It's been a
They tried to
long
shut
3
us down.
months.
They tried to say, oh, them boys, they said, you got old dirty motherfuckers try to send emails on you and shit like that. They tried us. They tried.
Yes, sir. Try to walk away and I stumble. But back to camping. Look, it's crazy to see because remember, camping was always the one when we say this offensive line just seemed to be doing very terrible, and it seems to be no matter what on Thomas Brown's scheme, the offensive line schemes couldn't get seem to come together. I think he was deliberate. I think these boys sabotaged Frank Wright and Thomas Brown's offense. I think
Yeah,
they sabotaged it.
yeah.
I
And the
literally
offensive
think
line.
because think about it, Ralph. The number one thing they said was the zone blocking schemes for the offensive line was off with the offensive court with the offensive playbook. It wasn't there. It wasn't cohesive.
I'm gonna go a step further.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say the players, they realized that Campen was doing what the fuck he was doing. So they said, you know what? Let's do the absolute bare minimum so we get this nigga out of here.
Hmm. Why you think Incubus shut?
Ah,
Look, them boys probably couldn't pick up the offensive line plug because they're saying, okay, if it showcase it, this gonna get camping out the door. Do you think these
Mm-hmm.
boys don't know a good coach and know when a coach sabotaging them? These
Yeah.
boys know it.
Yeah.
well, let's break it down. Let. Y'all know how I like to go to the timeline. Y'all know how I like to jump in the time machine. You know how I like to jump in the time machine. Let's go to week 1 against the Falcons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So week 1 against the Falcons, it was told that Bryce Young wasn't ready, that he couldn't, he was having trouble getting in and out the huddle, which he did all year. He didn't want to wear the wristband. The communication, this footwork was terrible. All that. They wanted to start Andy. Am I lying? There's articles
Correct.
all on that.
Yeah.
Reading that article today, we read another article, but there's articles all on that. So that was week 1. He looked. Week 2, same thing against the Falcons. Now week 3, what happened, y'all?
They
Mysterious
actually
ankle
benched
injury.
him.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting front. I'm sitting front row. I never seen Bryce Young get hurt. I'm sitting there front row Monday night. Now,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
I had a little juice in me, but I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I see the game. I was coherent enough to see the game, but I didn't see Bryce Young go down or get hurt. Bryce Young goes further to say, "Hey, and they say, hey Bryce, when did you hurt the ankle? I don't know. He's sitting there twirling his naughty ass head. You know what I'm saying? This and that, like a little lost kid. I don't know. Then he running around up and down the sideline in Seattle. Now, mind you, everybody wanted to argue. Andy almost put up 400. No rep. Bryce taking all the reps. This and that. We done said all that. Andy put almost 400 up. But
400.
in a losing effort. So they thought they could get an easy one. Week 4 against the Vikings. They put Bryce back in. Vikings beat us 21-13. Now, What happens in week 5, Q?
A
Why did you
new
just say what
member.
happened in week 5?
A new
A
member.
new
A new
member.
member.
A new member, a
Yes,
new
sir.
member.
Shouts out to
Yes,
Flame
sir.
for Jesus. Welcome to the team. Yes, sir. Ding, 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 ding. Welcome to the Black Cat Panther family, man.
Hey,
What was
flame
the
for
question
Jesus.
again, Go?
Yeah, no, give Flame for Jesus that praise. Give Flame for Jesus that
Yes,
praise.
sir. Flame for Jesus, we appreciate you. Welcome to the team, brother. We're going to get the memberships back up and going today, and we appreciate you coming on in. And look,
Appreciate y'all,
by
man.
the end of the week, brother, hit the email. I'm going to send you something off of our website. You just pick what you want off of the website. I'll send it to you. Just
Yes,
send me
sir.
your
We appreciate
email
y'all, man.
with your name
Like
and address, and I'll get that out to you.
like we said, man, we back. They tried to shut us down, demonetize us, shadow ban us. You know what I'm
Yeah, I don't
saying?
know
We
why.
kept pushing our content. We kept doing what we do. Well,
Yes,
Jalen,
sir.
you got haters out there, Jalen. You got haters out there,
Oh,
man. You
I'm gonna
got
tell y'all.
spies out
I'm
there.
gonna tell y'all
You
right
got
now.
rats out there.
Anybody that gets a membership today will get free merch off of our website, no matter what it is.
mm,
Yeah,
Whether it's
yeah,
Mud Ink,
yeah.
Outlaw shirts, whether it's Black Cat Panther podcast merch, book bags, whatever the hell on our website on Spreadshop.com, I will give it to you today. One item that you want.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go get that mud ink, y'all. Go get that mud ink.
Hey,
Go
I
out
got
there
my
and rep.
Mud Ink. I got my Mud Ink. I'm gonna start
Go out
rocking it
there
on
and
the
rep.
show. Yes,
Go
sir.
out there. But let's get back. Y'all know what time it is, man. We appreciate you, man. Wipe your feet off, man. Don't bring that bullshit up in here. Ring the bell. Y'all know what time it is. We back. I'm
Back.
back.
Yes, sir. Woo!
Anyway, week 5, you just read it. What happened in week 5? Multiple coaches wanted to bench Bryce Young by the
Yes,
time we
sir.
played the line. Because why? Because if you go back to week 3, which was 2 games ago, by week 5, they sitting in there thinking, damn, we can salvage this season if we go ahead and play Andy now. We bench him and play Andy now. But your boy was not having it because now we know why. He got his spies in there going back telling him
Mm-hmm.
this and that about who? Deuce Staley,
Mm-hmm.
Josh McCowan, Frank,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever else they fired. Why did they fire these guys the same day, same time, this and that? They was
Because
against
clearly
Bryce.
they was against this young fella. And I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that they didn't see in the image of Bryce Young, they ushered them right on up out the door. And shout
not
out
in
to
the
I,
image of
McCown,
Bryce
shout
Young.
out to Staley for standing on business. Them boys said,
standing on business.
I'm not gonna
Standing on business.
let you put us in this box
Yeah.
with this boy. I'm not gonna let you
Before
do
I
it.
sell out, I get the hell out.
I'll get out before I sell out. You damn right.
Dang, Deuce.
Now let's stand up. You can have my job because I believe
Stand up.
just that
Yeah.
much that hey, what I'm saying is true. What I'm saying is this guy don't have it, and you gonna tell me against my football knowledge? Nah, bro, you can have my job. I'll leave.
Yeah. That's what you brought me in here for, man. The coach and this and that. I'm telling you, you need to sit this guy, all kinds of things like that. But like I told y'all,
Didn't listen.
because of the financial obligations and all kinds of things like that, and people not wanting to look wrong, they trying to push that square peg through that round hole. And they continuing to do it, continuing to do it. Now, I've heard good things about Canales, but like I said, I'm gonna reserve my right to see
Until we get on the
short
field.
leases.
Yep.
Yep,
Hmm.
short leashes these guys are on through free agency, through the draft, mini camp, all types of stuff like that. If I go to Charlotte and I see what I see last year at camp, it's on and
Hmm.
popping.
Well,
It's
go
on and
see.
popping.
That's the thing.
I told
People,
y'all that
people,
walk.
people honestly think that we don't like to be wrong. And 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you if I'm wrong. But if I feel adamant on something, I'm going to give it to you how it is. A lot of people just can't
Yes,
handle
sir.
the truth nowadays. It's not my fault that you can't handle the truth. 10 times out of 10, whatever it is that's bothering you, you couldn't deal with it, and you want to make your perception my perception. I'm not gonna do that.
The truth will
I'm
set you
sorry.
free, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jalen.
yeah,
Yeah, Jalen. You're right.
yeah.
I'm gonna just tell you what I see. Well, I'm gonna just tell you what I see and what I think.
Shut
It
up,
could be wrong, but week after week after week, and if it's proven right, come on, bro, it's got to be. And
man.
then you
Shout
start to
out to
get
Flame
arguments
for
like this.
Jesus, man. You see what Flame for Jesus just put out? I have
What's that?
always loved the content here. I look for this podcast every day. We appreciate you, man.
We
Every day we gonna
appreciate
be in
that.
here like swimwear. We gonna be here. I'm trying to tell you.
We sure no appreciate it. We sure no appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I'm getting to the point when you got an organization that has their owner steady planting moles all over the place. How could you expect to win? I
Yes, sir.
mean, and the worst part is Dan Morgan was a part of this. He was here for it. He understands good and well what just transpired. Like, you got to understand, if he sat there and people coming to the GM, people coming to Tepper, he was there through it. Why am I going to trust Dan Morgan when he seems just as dirty as them? So this time, Tepper went and got a plant from the GM aspect. He don't need to have anybody in the coaching room this time. He can just have the GM under his arm.
Don't start that shit, Q. We'll fight. We'll fight this bitch.
Hey, we'll fight them. We'll be two fighting motherfuckers. Cause I'm gonna tell it like it is today. Don't give a damn if you don't like it.
Okay,
I don't think Dan Morgan.
I'm a referee between y'all. Now, real. So what you say about Dan Morgan? What you say about Dan Morgan?
He's a intellectual guy. He's a stand-up nigga. I don't think it's him. He knows football. He's a former pro scout. He was against the Bryce pick. He was against the Miles Sanders pick. He was against the trade up for he was against the pick of Mingo. He was against the trade up for DJ Johnson.
That.
So everything that Scott Fitterer did, he was against.
I know he was against.
So let me hit you with a little bit of something. Chandler Zavala. Chandler Zavala had to text Camper to tell him, hey, pick me up. But number one, he text Scott to remind him, hey, pick me up. But the number one thing is James Camper, I thought was a good offensive coach. I put the faith in him and how we saw Icky and them boys look. And then he came out here and what seemed to be a chameleon. Everything that we thought that was good turned out to be bad. You saw him draft night cheering. Yes, I got Zavala. Yes. Woo! Thank you, Lord. He was out here huffing and puffing. So, I mean, I had faith in him, and he burned my ass. Why would I sit here and allow Dan Morgan to burn my ass again? I'm not going to do it. You learn from your mistakes, Rail. I know you love him. I know his seems to be a likable story. So was Camping last year and the year before. We liked him. And now you turn out to hear from this article, he ain't shit.
Yeah.
He ain't shit.
Now, let me get my spiel on it.
Oh, shit.
Both you guys are right. 100% from both of your perspectives. I'm like Rail. I like Dan Morgan as a player. And know his football knowledge and everything like that. I scratched my head. I said, Dan, Dan, sit there for 2 years. Real, I ain't talking about 2 months, 6 months, interim, this, that. 2 years, real. That's what I asked myself. How could you do that, Dan? How could you do it? Why couldn't you stand on business like a Deuce Staley and a Josh McCown and be like, yo, I'm out of this month. I'm out of here. You sat there for 2 years, bro. Okay? And like you just said, James Campen. When James Campen came in there, you remember? And he had his first press conference and he was cussing and telling everybody what we going to do this. I said, I like this joker here. I like him.
Yeah.
And then I come find out you a rat. You a snitch.
Master Splinter.
You was a rat.
He done relocate the whole goddamn family to another city. Old rat ass nigga trying to act like he ain't. Come
what
on, man.
What you trying to do? Stay your job, bruh. What we doing here? So this just killed me, man. guys that, chameleon. Oh, this tells me the power of Temple as a manipulator.
Man, real. I got a problem with a motherfucker that'll sit around with you for weeks, months, and years, knowing damn well he hates your guts. He can't
Yeah.
stand what the fuck you talking about, but just in order to keep you close by so he can keep an eye on you, his snake ass will sit right there up under you every goddamn day. Sit down and break bread with knights at the round table. This type of motherfucker here is worse than anybody else.
A
They don't want
Judas.
you to get a damn bit ahead, but they want to sit there and make sure that they go run back to master and tell master everything you doing.
New member, Carolina Blue. I see y'all boys bringing them
My
back.
boy,
Carolina Blue 843. My guy.
what's going
My
on,
guy.
fam? We appreciate you for coming back to the team. Look, let's get these memberships back up to date, man. Look, I hit the email. Just give me your name and your address. Black Cat Panther Podcast at gmail.com. Just give me your name and your address and tell me one item you want out of spreadshop.com. I'll make sure I put the link to the spread shop. Today, you can get any merch that you see on the channel. One item.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then I'm gonna tell y'all why too, man. And I've been holding it. I'm gonna start doing, since we don't really do a Thursday show, man. I'm gonna start doing a Thursday show, members only, ran by the members. Thursday evening, a members only show, ran by the members. We was doing something like it and kind of stopped it on Sundays when we were having members come up. MDJ was the first member that actually ran the Sunday show, the game day show. So we like to be interactive like that. And I want to bring that back on Thursdays for the off season. Just like we're gonna do the lottery for the draft and everything like that. We're gonna do a member show ran by the members on Thursday evening. Implement that, just a little tidbit to drop. I'm gonna try to do that, get that ready and drop it by, you know what I'm saying, end of February going into March. For real. By the time we get this memberships back up, cause we got to start back from scratch. Cause like I said, they try to knock us in the head, y'all. But we back. I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir. The spread shop link is definitely now in the chat. So do us that favor, click on it, find you something you like. If you're gonna get a new membership today, we're gonna bless y'all every step of the way. Come on in. We appreciate each
Listen,
and every one of you guys. Look,
man,
they
like I
got
said, we
Mud
do
Ain't
this for our
shirts.
members.
We got Black Cat Panther podcast
Oh,
shirts. We
buddy.
got bags. We got everything. Coffee mugs. We got sports bottles. You name it. Book bag. We got everything, bro. Hit the link and show some love up in there. Tell me what you need. Well, tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
Ah! No doubt.
Yes, sir. I'm
Well,
flabbergasted, Goat. And I'm flabbergasted for the reason of I never expected a owner to plant. Why is David Tepper planting
He's
moles?
planting
And,
seeds. That's what he's
and
doing.
why is he ruining his own franchise by putting people in to challenge the direct authority that he hires? What sense does that make?
because he can't keep his hands out. The other day, the guys put forth some kind of idea, and I challenged it a little bit. They said, "Oh, Dan Morgan is gonna kind of bypass Tampa, slip this and slip that by Tampa." Y'all listen to what Tampa has done. Tampa ran a hedge fund called Appaloosa Financial Management. Now he took his hedge fund that he's made billions of dollars off of that allowed him to buy this team. And the day-to-day operations, he gave it up to, I guess, his vice president, the person in control, this and that. Because he said, well, I ain't worried about that. It makes money, whatever. I'm getting ready to go play with my toy, which is the Carolina Panthers. I'm getting ready to go play with my toy full time. And he said he's going to manage and run the Carolina Panthers full time. Somebody else run my hedge fund.
Yeah, run it in the ground.
So, yeah. So how can you slip by somebody who's dedicated their time and everything? Move to Charlotte, started buying land in Charlotte, for Fort Mills and all that stuff. Came here full time, full time. Now you seen them other owners last night on the podium. Some of them guys you never seen before. Don't know them. In San Francisco, in Kansas City, and what have you. They might flash to them on the screen. But everybody named mama knows David Tepper. He the only one been throwing drinks, raising hell, and planting spies all year. Because he's full-time invested in doing nothing else right now but running the Carolina Panthers. Think about that now. This is all he got to do. The money coming in from the hedge fund. He ain't worried about that. It's going to come in. It's coming in. That's all he going to do.
Yeah. Like I told you, run it into the damn ground. I got no faith in this cat. Now, after hearing all this and seeing this article drop Saturday morning. I couldn't wait to get to the live here on Monday because I said I was going to do it on Sunday. No, sir. I had to wait when I had time to bite and sink my teeth into this shit right here. Your own owner, who he says he wants to win, still goes out of his way to self-sabotage his own goddamn franchise. And to get to the podium and sit there and look you, me, and America in the face and say with a straight face, oh, yeah, well, I wanted to win. Well, I expected this. Well, I expected that. Well, Bryce Young is the type of guy that should be able to do this, should be able to do that. But then you go and you say on the coaching staff, I'm going to plant guys to be my eyes and ears because I want to know what's going on, what the players are saying. I want to know how everybody's feeling in the locker room. I want to know the heartbeat and the pulse of the team. And I want to sit in my office on Mondays and talk about what's going on to the head coach. If this shit ain't toxic as a motherfucker, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a toxic Hunger Games environment. When they say if anybody who don't know Hunger Games, when that
it's me or you.
Yeah, that journalist, those two journalists, because it was that Diane Rosini and Scott Fowler who wrote that article together for the News and Observer. And they came up with Hunger Games type environment. Bruh, there's about 4 or 5 parts to the Hunger Games. And they some spin-offs to the Hunger Games. And every one of them has to do with backstabbing and killing. Backstabbing and killing. Now, how can we win? How can we be where San Francisco was last night?
How can you sit with motherfuckers who you think supposed to be on the team with you winning, and they're sitting there every chance you get plotting on? Campus sat across the table for Frank Wright, knowing damn well his job was to sit there and watch Frank Wright. His job was to make sure whatever happens, I make sure I don't allow anything good to happen here.
What you?
That's crazy.
It wasn't just Camping. It was Chris Table too. Cause y'all asked the question. Well, how did elevate the special teams coach? How did that? Why didn't they do Emerald? Why didn't they do it? Now you know.
Well, now you know. Think about it. Last year, Steve Wilkes was the guy that he kept in there as a mole. Everybody loves Steve Wilkes, but at the end of the day, Steve Wilkes was a puppet by this same man, David Tepper. He was a puppet for him. He's fighting at practices with coaches and arguing over this shit out in the open. Hunger Games environment, it didn't just start this year. It's been here.
Nope.
This has been what the culture, the day that Matt Rule walked his ass through that door, the day that David Tepper bought the team, he said, okay, let me see what I can do to fuck all this peace up. Because we had peace. We wasn't a toxic fan base like this. Now we fucking so damn toxic you can smell the toxicity off of these boys.
No, we wasn't. See,
my man said Wilkes was not a puppet. Oh, okay.
Come on, hey, cuz, come on now. Who said that? Who's that at?
Jonathan
Oh,
Felder. Jonathan
come
Felder.
on, Jonathan. Think about it, Jonathan.
Come
Let me
on,
break it down to
fam.
you. Let me break it
Go
down to
ahead,
you a
go.
little bit more. Steve Wilkes come in. Cody from C3 broke it. His buddy sent him the article. It said Steve Wilkes arguing about the defense with Phil Snow. Then a couple days later, 5-man rule. Steve Wilkes fired Phil Snow and one more, didn't he? He fired Phil Snow and somebody else the next day when he became interim coach.
Phil Snow,
Now,
and then it was
how do
somebody
you
else.
elevate? How do you elevate the D-backs coach? The D-backs coach, y'all. How do you elevate the D-backs coach? Just like elevating the special teams coach. There's been
Mm-hmm.
one special teams coach. One special teams coach got elevated to interim head coach. You know who that
Harbaugh.
was?
Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh, who played last night, yesterday evening, rather. One in the 100 and some odd years of this league. Snitches. And then what happens to his snitches, Q? Like I just said, after they get
What?
exposed, he get them
Witness
out of here.
protection? Yeah, witness
He get them
protection.
out
He
of
get them out.
witness
He
protection.
relocate them, get them up out of here. Now they got a
Yes,
whole
sir.
new family with a whole new name. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Snitch ass
And then,
niggas.
and then go forward and say, guess what? When he elevated him, Steve Wilkes, the head coach, what he say? Steve got to do an exceptional job to even be considered because he already knew I'm getting ready to get your ass up out of here. After the year is over, you exposed, brother.
But go back to that moment in the locker room when Steve Wilkes won a game he wasn't supposed to win, and who was there greeting and smiling at him like he was his white daddy?
The
Who
spook
was
behind the
it?
door. The spook behind the door, the puppet master. Puppet
And
master
Steve
himself.
Wilkes was crying because Steve Wilkes understood that I know I can't be head coach, but I just won a game. And look, he used me to be the puppet. I have
Yeah.
no chance in hell, a snowball's chance in hell at getting this coaching staff, at getting this coaching regime. So all I can do is sit here and cry because I know ain't shit that I can do that's gonna help myself get a little further in this organization. He
The
knew it.
players behind you. You see, okay, give you some more proof, Jonathan. Give you some more proof, Hoss. The players got behind Antonio Pierce over there in Vegas. And what happened? They hired him. They hired him. Your superstar defensive end or defensive linebacker say, hey, either him or me. And they hired him because they had that much conviction in that guy. He wasn't running back and forth to Davis telling him shit to get McDaniels out of hearing that. He earned the respect he had in the locker room. Now I can't tell you how it's gonna go, how it's gonna end up over there. But I know I seen what they did at the end right there, how they rallied behind that man. I seen that. I ain't seen us do it. I ain't seen us do it behind Chris Table this year. We won one game, and that was because Desmond Ritter messed up. That's because Desmond Ritter ain't no better than Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess,
Trash
Wow.
y'all.
ass.
It's a mess. And if you think, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there right now, even before free agency and the draft. If you think with this schedule we got that it's gonna be any too much difference in
Ooh, the schedule we
2024,
got, boy, that don't make no sense.
you're
Yes, sir.
very optimistic. You're very optimistic. Very.
Yes, sir.
Man, man, when I looked at that schedule, I was like, we not winning no games, man. There's no way. We not
No,
winning
don't do
no
that,
games,
Jalen. You
bro.
got a new coach in Canales, and he gonna help Bryce.
What? I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
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 I
Yeah.
mean, he
You brought
made. Come on now.
you brought
I
what?
mean,
You
he,
brought here for
man.
one player now. You wasn't brought here to build no team. You brought here to try
For one
to see if you
player.
can catch lightning in the bottle again for one player.
The thing is
That's it.
though,
Uh-oh.
too,
It
Uh-oh.
wasn't thought through,
Jonathan
y'all.
Felder on your ass go. Uh-oh. He said, don't
Go ahead.
moonwalk when the season starts.
but Jonathan,
I ain't
okay.
had to. Jonathan, you check my record, Jonathan. I got receipts, home. I got receipts. I got receipts on everything I done said around here. Everything. Everything I done said around. Hell, if I'm wrong, I might got two wrongs on me. I
But
got
we
just as
are,
many wrongs on me as Bryce Young got right.
and the
And that ain't
reason
but two wins.
and the reason why I say we're
The
not gonna
rest
win
of
no
it, the
games.
rest of them on my end is wins, house. The rest of them on my end is wins. Check my
Jalen, where you
resume
at
now.
say? Where you at
And
say,
the
Jalen?
and then the reason why I said we're not gonna win no games is because the way Dave Canal's offense is set, it's like a West Coast offense. There's really no players that can get yards after the catch, but Mingo and LaVisca, but Adam Thielen and DJ Shark, they gone then. If that's the case, so we gonna have to rebuild this
Yeah.
whole thing over again. This whole thing over, and that's gonna take another 3 years. In another 3.
Nah, Jalen,
Well,
it might
This is stupid, man.
Jalen, I think what you're doing right now is just hyperventilating. Once you stop breathing a little more, you'll realize in the next life that maybe Bryce was right. And notice I said in the next life. Right now, you in this life, and you can see that he ain't it. But when you go in the next life and ascend into the clouds, then it'll make sense. Right now, it ain't gonna
yeah,
make no sense.
you gonna make none. It ain't gonna make none for you, bro. It ain't gonna make none for you. I promise you that.
Gonna
Yeah.
be
Because you
a
got
whole new.
coaches around here snitching on each other.
Well,
You got coaches telling a owner, and I never seen this before. Y'all didn't see Jed York up there last night.
Look at this, man.
You seen Jed York up there last night. That's the owner of the 49ers. He
like
didn't
hell,
second guess, huh?
Jonathan Felder, you this nigga say wins aren't important next year.
What?
You think Canales don't come in here and lose just like Frank Wright lost and went 0-5, 0-6? His ass will be fired too. I hope to let me let y'all
That's
know where we sit there.
a whole Q. Whole Q.
I
Sound
done been
like
down
you
this
did.
road, go. I done tell these niggas they don't listen.
I'm gonna give it to you from another perspective. Now
Okay.
that boy got 6 years, and everybody been saying, and he be a fool. Everybody has said on the national platform what they say. You better get something in your contract. That's number one thing people have been saying, right? Dealing with this guy here, you better get something in your contract. So John, he might be on to something, Q. There might be something in that contract. We don't know. We ain't read the contract.
So
They
this
give
is what
this
I'm
boy.
saying. This is what I'm saying. If he goes winless, and go like how Frank Wright did, 1-9, 1-8, uh, I promise you. And this is I don't give a damn what contract he got. He can have a blood contract written within the streets of gold. If
Uh-huh.
he come out here and only win one game within the first 12 games or the first 13 games, you could bet your sweet ass he gonna be walking that plank, and we'll be looking for
Okay.
another coach. I
Now
told
check
y'all
it.
the same shit about Frank Wright, and nobody wanted to listen to me.
Now check it though, Q. Is this out
I
of the
I
realm? Is this? Listen now. Is this out of the
I haven't
realm
been
of
wrong
saying
yet.
this?
I tell you that. I haven't been wrong yet.
Hold up. Is this out of the realm of saying this? Some of his contracts saying, look. Now you said it. You said it the other day yourself. Oh, Tep got the firm to come in here and make like he was picking these guys and this and that, so that they can give Bryce everything he needs. Now he's a master of this right here. He give you all the rope. He gives you all the rope. Go back to Matt Rule. He told Matt Rule what? Go get you a all-star, superstar, offensive coordinator. He gave that joker all the rope that last year and fired him in the first 5 games. Cause he told
Hmm.
him, gave him everything he needed. Now here go Frank. Here go Frank ass come hopscotching up here. He said, "Go out there. I open my wallet." He told you. He stopped there at the podium. He said, "I opened my wallet. I gave him everything he needed." And then he told him get his ass out of here. 11, 12 games.
Look, I'm gonna be
Okay, now
real
he
with you,
took the
Go.
knowledge.
No coach come through this door is going to come in this first season and not be fired if they don't win at least three. At least if they don't win the more games than we won the year before. If you underachieve, like right now, underachieving for the Panthers is winning less than 2 games. If you go out here as a new coach and you only win 1 game this whole season, you could bet your ass. I don't give a damn what you got in that contract. It could be just as thick as it could be. Your ass would be at Walmart greeting people, and you'll be trying to figure out what the fuck happened. Tampa is a
But check,
man with no patience, and he can give you a 6-year deal. And you seen with Matt Rule, he avoid that motherfucker right out.
but check this, Q.
I
It's known
understand.
it's known around the league, and that was one of the things people were talking about. They said if Ben
Mhm.
Johnson took this job, if this person, anybody, they was giving you fair warning. If you take that job, put some type of stipulations in your contract. So hopefully, I'm not saying he did, because like I said, I'm saying,
Yeah,
y'all, I don't know the
yeah.
contract. I ain't seen the contract. I don't know. But hopefully he took
Mhm.
heed to what everybody was saying and put something in that contract. And then as I was getting to, maybe he got something in that contract that if he can't win with that quarterback, because you coming in and you not getting your quarterback, like we keep telling everybody, you committing suicide. You just blah, pull the
Go,
trigger to yourself.
go, go. What is 300,000 to a billionaire?
I understand that. I know. I
Okay,
know exactly
so
what
what is $7 million? $7 million a year for the next couple of years, paying that out. What is 50, $60 million to a
you,
billionaire?
you he ain't worried about the money, but you know what he worried about? He worried
Exactly.
about he
He
worried
want
about the perception
wins.
around here. He's worried about the perception around here. The
No, no,
perception
he
is
is
right
not.
now. Yes, he is. The perception.
No,
You know
he is
what's
not.
going
Go.
around here right now? You know what's going around here right now, Q? He's
Huh?
already paying 3 coaches. He's
I
already
wouldn't give
paying
it.
3 coaches.
You are add 4 to this motherfucker if you don't win. I'm trying to tell you
But
right now. In the
that's
first year, in the
hey,
first go, I done been down this. I just told you the
this man
same
he's
shit
worried about
4 months
how
ago.
he's looking in these streets, in these
Go.
football streets.
You
He
told
is worried
me
about
that
that.
he's worried about how he's looking, but yet he keeps firing motherfuckers. So, and if that's the case, he keeps planting people into the coaching staffs. If you were so concerned with how you look to the public, you would stop doing the funny shit that you're doing, the little going behind people back shit. But he keeps
Can't
doing it.
help it. He
He
can't
can't
help
help
it.
it, and I'm trying to tell you,
He
he has a
can't help
problem.
it.
He wants to
He can't
win,
help
and
it.
he got no patience. Go, and he's
But
going to
he's
keep
worried.
doing.
He's worried.
All right.
Why you think?
Okay.
Okay,
You
this is what
got
you
more
said.
faith in this
300,
nigga than I do. I don't
300,000.
got no faith.
300,000 ain't nothing, right? You said 300,000 ain't nothing. Then he turns around and say, "What was going to get a firm? What was that move all about? All that was
It
perception.
was
All
public
that was a
perception.
PR move, a
Public
PR move,
perception. He wanted to
public
look like
relations.
he was
Yeah.
moving out of the way, and we know
Oh yeah.
goddamn well he wasn't moving
I'm
out the
getting
way.
out
We
the
knew that.
way. I got this sports analysis firm right here to help me get my soccer team coach. I'm stepping back. I'm getting ready to hire a VP of something, something, something to be the buffer zone between me, the GM, and the coach. And I'm getting
Think
ready to
about it.
do this. And I'm getting
Think
ready to
about
do
it,
that.
go. Think about it.
I told us
We
this
all
before.
said we all said he needed to hire a football operation, somebody that knows football. What did he went and do? He went and hired Dan Morgan, a former
Tried.
football player,
He
for
tried to.
perception. For
He tried
fucking
to.
perception.
The dude in Detroit didn't take the job. He tried. The dude didn't take the job because the nigga looked so bad in these football streets, you. That's what I'm saying. He can't.
Well,
I told you the money was dirty. Didn't I not? I tell y'all every week the money dirty. He can't even pay nobody. He can't pay nobody no more. A billionaire. Can't even pay nobody. I can't even pay you to come to my house and work. I can't even pay you.
yeah.
Come on, man. That money dirty. He's looking bad in these football streets, y'all. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He
I'm
can't
trying to
keep
tell
performing.
you, and I'm gonna try to tell, and I'm gonna put it in under terms where you can understand. Go right now. You say he can't afford to fire another coach. I just told you. You just told me that when he fired Frank Wright, he could not afford to fire another coach because nobody gonna want to be here.
I said
Now
this
rewind,
because he made it.
rewind,
I was, I,
rewind,
I was. That's what I was
rewind,
wrong
go,
about. That was what I was
rewind,
wrong about. I thought he was.
rewind. No, no,
I
no,
said,
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
telling you. I
Rewind,
said, I thought Frank was
rewind.
at least going to get 2 years. I
And
said it.
I
I'm telling
told
you, I was
you
wrong.
then
I was
this
wrong.
nigga wanted wins. And what's the thing that you bump into people's head? You better go get your quarterback. Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, a coach coming
Told
in
you.
here has no patience. He has no patience with any of these coaches. And you better listen,
But
because you're making your head
why did I
hard.
say that though? Why did I say that? Why did I say that though, Q? Why did I say it? Why
Huh?
did I say Frank gonna get at least 2 years? Why did I say it?
Because you thought that
What made
perception, him taking Bryce Young, knowing that Bryce Young wasn't his pick, he was going to buy him time. It's the same
there you
principle
go.
with Atlanta,
There you go.
with
There you
Desmond
go.
Ritter, with the Arthur Blank picking, his son picking Ritter and telling Smith to go out there with him. And what did I tell them?
There you go.
It's going to get you fired. So quit saying
Yeah.
yes to
And
shit that's going to
I
get you fired.
agree. I agree. I got to agree with you on that because that's what I said. I said no. I said he sat there and he got lied to and this and that. I said that's going to at least give him 2 years right there because he got to work with Tempa's guy. You know what I'm saying? But Tempa fired him anyway. I said, well, damn, Tempa different. Tempa different. Tempa
Yeah,
will
he,
fire
he,
you
he
if
different.
you on his team snitching for him. He gonna get rid of you, and he gonna get rid of you. He made a mistake and still get rid of him.
Hmm.
So that fucked me up because I thought Frank was at least gonna get 2 years.
Yeah, but when I tell you something, I ain't saying it for my health. I'm right here trying to tell you because I see how it gonna go.
Well, you were just talking about you Temple gonna fire you. Temple gonna fire you. Temple gonna fire you.
No, be
I was
mindful of
looking
what
at
I
what
said.
you said.
I said when you start losing the way that Frank Wright starts losing, and I called this before the season even started. When we was in preseason, I said you let this nigga get off to a bad start and we drop a bunch of games. Tampa, I don't give a fuck what he say. He telling everybody, making it seem like he's so patient. I know goddamn well he's not patient. He's going to pull the plug on this coach, and next
One
thing you
thing,
know, you're going to be sitting back. He is not patient. He is not.
no,
He
he ain't
is going
patient.
to
He ain't
fire
patient.
your ass. If you think you
But
got a 6-year deal, you better ask Matt Rule. 2 out of 6, 2 out of 7.
he's so impatient and so compulsive. You see what I'm saying? That makes him a wild card. That's what makes him a wild card. But one thing I'm saying, Q, I'm hoping if they say Canales is so smart, I hope he
Huh?
was smart enough to put some kind of stuff in his contract to where if him and Bryce Young don't work out, because Bryce Young was forced on him. Make no mistake, he was brought over here to coach Bryce Young, and Bryce Young was forced on him. And
Look at this right
you
here, go.
don't get your quarterback, you committing suicide in the
Look at this right
NFL.
here. Look at this right
What's
here.
that,
My
boss?
man
Go
Jonathan
ahead.
Felder said there is nothing this man could do to get fired next year.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
okay,
All right.
okay,
Hot damn. Here we go.
okay.
I
Bruh,
done tried to
one thing
tell
we
y'all.
already know, Jonathan. One thing we already know. He not going in there. He don't have a number one pick. That's number one. And then he not going to go get his quarterback this year. He's not going to
Nope.
be able to get one. So therefore, like I said, he come over here and he been thrusted with Bryce. He's been forced to coach Bryce. Him and Bryce is joined at the hip, and he don't even know it. And if he don't know, see, he's a fool. We don't need him as a head coach no way, because he's a fool. He's a sucker. He's a sucker.
We got enough of that sucker shit around here. I tell you that right now.
Now,
Man.
this this dude was brought over here, y'all, because he so-called helped Gino, but he helped Gino now, and Pete Carroll passed him over twice. Not once, but twice. But he's a quarterback whisperer. and he's this great play caller. But Pete Carroll, who's a defensive man, passed him over twice. Then he so-called brought Baker to the forefront. Now, the Tampa Bay Bucks have done this before, where they elevated an offensive coordinator and cut their defensive head coach. They did it with Jameis Winston. When Jameis Winston had a good year, they cut him. I forget that coach's name, but then they elevated that offensive coordinator to the head coach and took their defensive-minded coach and sent him packing. So they didn't try to say, hey, look here, man, before the Carolina Panthers come and get you, and Todd Bowles on the hot seat. So why didn't they elevate him over there in Tampa? Huh? I'm not
Look,
saying the man ain't no good or anything like that. What I'm saying is he young, he green, and he seen an opportunity. And there was nobody else getting ready to come over here. Todd Monken, Mike McDonald, Ben Johnson. None of them boys was coming over here. None of them.
okay.
So we was either getting ready to get Canales, which is a young green dude, or we was going to elevate Evero. That's all we was getting ready to do. Cause the money is dirty. That's it, Q. That's it.
Well, I'm just trying to prepare y'all for just in case when shit get a little bumpy, and say we start off 0-7, 0-8 again. I'm hoping that we come out and we win two out of the first three, or 2 out of the first 4 in the beginning of the season, but we got a harder schedule. So I'm just being realistic. The schedule next year is way harder. And we didn't do too well against the easy schedule. So all I'm saying, yes, Bryce Young might be in a different environment this year, but will he come out and play? Because we saw him once Frank Wright was gone and all that, and all them guys who was against him was gone. He didn't do any better.
Yeah.
He didn't do any better.
Can you say Canales believes in him? Because I just told you, Canales got Bryce Young put on him. So you can't.
Well,
So don't come up and y'all talk about Canales believes in Bryce. Canales don't even know Bryce. Canales didn't pick
I'm gonna tell you
Bryce.
like this: Canales is going to run with him for 1 year. Now,
Yep,
I hope to
that's it.
God it's not a tragic year where it gets Canales fired. Because once again, what I always tell you, when you say yes to these guys and you say, yes, I'm going to coach them, you got to live and die by these results. And a quarterback will get you fired faster than anything else. I'm going to tell
Yes,
your
sir.
ass that right now.
And the
If
thing
you
is,
fuck up,
y'all, and the thing is, y'all, with okay, so y'all know how. So with some people that have been watching football for a long time, they give quarterbacks till year 2. They don't really care about year 1. So let's say Stroud, like Stroud, he did well his first year, but they say things like, okay, I want to see him year 2 because they didn't have film on him like that. But I'm like, but what I'm saying is it's gonna be harder for Bryce though. People already know what to do. People already know his weakness. People already know all that now.
Jen
So it's gonna be
Memory,
even harder for him though.
I think the same thing. I want to know what Evero feels. And he's a guy that doesn't seem to talk, but I'm curious to see what his feelings is on a lot of the stuff that's going around in the organization.
Yeah.
And that'll also
Yeah.
help give us a picture into why it seems like he's trying to get away. Because it seems
Yeah.
like he's tried hard as he could. He was taking every interview he could to try to get the hell up out of here. He
Well,
was. And so
he still got a Seattle one. He still got a Seattle one on hook too. So we don't
uh,
know just yet about that.
Yep, we don't know.
yeah. So this is one when you're looking around and you saying to yourself, what have we gotten ourselves into? Uh this is going to be an interesting start for young Canales. I'm curious to see what his philosophy might be for Bryce because you can't run out here with the same philosophy as Frank Young and that
West
short
Coast,
pass
baby.
West Coast. Well, there's 3 facets of the West Coast. You got a West Coast power run, you got a West Coast spread, you got a West Coast zone blocking running. So you got 3 different types
Yep.
of West Coast. There's variations on this West Coast, that have yet
Yeah,
to be seen.
Yep.
and on that, and then
And all
on
type of
that
variations out
article,
of those 3 different styles. So
and
Mm-hmm.
on that,
it's a lot of stuff you don't know
and by
what he's
that
trying to run.
article,
And then once again,
it said, "Oh shoot!"
go ahead.
And
Another
then
new
New
member,
member,
Rocket Blue.
Rock and Blue. Yep. We
We
appreciate it,
appreciate you,
y'all.
brother.
Like I said, man, we're trying to start this Thursday night show, man, for members only. Run by the members. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all, man. And I hope to work with all y'all. I hope to work with all y'all this on these Thursday nights, Thursday evenings. No doubt. I appreciate it, man. But you, check this. I forget who that was that just said that about what the Evero thing. Think about this. I said Canales got
Jen.
okay, Jen. Canales got picked over twice by Pete Carroll for offensive coordinator. Now Evero, check this out, Q. Evero has got looked over twice by the Carolina Panthers, right? For head coach. He interviewed the first time and we picked Frank. He just interviewed again and we picked Canales. Now you block this man from going to the Jaguars for a defensive coordinator, and then he's done took about 3 or 4 head coaching interviews. What do you think about that?
I think, like I told you, Ebro trying to get the hell up out of here. Any man
yeah,
with
Okay,
sense and eyes
I'm
can
with
see that
too.
this cat don't want to be here because if you sitting there beside camping and you notice offensively this shit was such a mess. Defensively, you don't hear about them issues. You had James, Jim Caldwell walking over
Jim
to the
Caldwell.
defensive
Yeah.
room to give help. You had Don. You don't even have Don Capers. I didn't even know that motherfucker was still here.
I don't even know if he's
Like
still there. Yeah.
Y'all wrong. Y'all wrong
he
for that.
has peace in the defensive room, but the thing is the environment itself is toxic as hell because they don't fuck with Evero because they realize, okay, we have a great coach on the staff right here. He's set to be somebody's head coach. Now, be mindful. Canales come out here. Canales look like shit. Who you think they're gonna try to run to again for the head coach?
Evero.
And bro,
Evero.
Yeah, yeah. So
Evero.
keeping him on this staff for another year gives them the time to see, one, is Canavarez that guy? Two, see if he can work with Bryce, and if so, what they'll do, they'll say, okay, well, Evero, I know you are defensive coordinator, but we could go ahead and make you the head coach. You go ahead into the next draft and get the quarterback you want. If it don't work,
Okay.
them boys will fire
Okay, y'all.
Canavarez with the quickness.
Last night on our other channel, the Tailgate Experience, we featured the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers game. And guess what? You seen it, Q. When they were losing, who do they keep panning to? Who do the cameras keep panning to?
Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes and Steve Wilkes defense while they were losing. Y'all can bet your sweet ass if the San Francisco 49ers would have lost that game, Steve Wilkes
Mm-hmm.
would have been fired this morning and they'd have been
Mm-hmm.
blaming it on Steve Wilkes.
Oh, they was
They'd have
already
been
ready
blaming
at
it on Steve
halftime. At halftime, when I
Wilkes.
checked Twitter, San Fran was going crazy. They were saying Steve Wilkes called one of the worst halves that we ever see. But what do good coaches do? They make adjustments. Good coaches, he didn't allow a damn touchdown to be scored in the third quarter by them.
Thank you.
Good coaches get it.
Somebody got to be the scapegoat. Somebody head getting taken off their shoulder. It damn sure ain't gonna be what that boy named the head coach over there because they love that motherfucker.
Shanahan. He's so
Shanahan,
innovative.
Shanahan can't do no wrong. Shanahan coaching tree.
But you know what though, Go? They should have. If they would have lost that game, they should have blamed him because they took Trey Lance and they shipped him off, and they went all the way in on that on Purdy. And be mindful, they done trade away just about every draft pick that they had.
Mm-hmm.
Traded away.
Behind Shanahan. Shanahan
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, that's more than enough to get a normal coach fired.
You damn right. You damn right.
Had he not
believed
been
in
a fucking
Trey Lance
genius,
so much.
yeah.
Trey Lance can run my system. Trey Lance does this, Trey Lance does that. They moved up in that draft and they gave up
Three or four
three number
picks.
ones? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they had to come back for they had to spend all this money to come back on that defense just to try to stay competitive like they have. Now, 2 years later, it's gonna lead to a Super Bowl. 2, 3 years later, it's gonna lead to a Super Bowl. But it wasn't the route they wanted to go. But like you just said, any other coach to been fired. Been fired. And damn sure if he was over here in Carolina, he'd have been fired.
Yes, sir.
He'd
Yes,
been
sir.
fired.
Y'all already see it. Make sure y'all come on in and like the video. It's over 80 of y'all in here. Subscribe to the channel on your way in. The link is in the chat. We talking about the Rats today. We talking about the organization. We talking about the coaching staff that the Carolina Panthers had in this Hunger Games. If you want to talk about that, please hit the link. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the. I have never been a part of an organization that's this toxic. I did not know it was this toxic in Carolina.
Yeah.
I had ideas, but damn, go this right here exceeded my expectations when it comes to talking about what. And this explains why we can't seem to put one foot ahead of the other one. This explains it. Like I have never seen an organization that the head owner just puts chaos in the building and sits back and watch everybody fight their way out.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen it. Mike, what's going on?
Mike,
Not much, just appreciating the content. Hey man, we got too many people in this building not to be liking and subscribing. Y'all need to jump on the train with us and fuck with us. Shouts out to Dub Q to the GOAT. Man, all right. So,
Hey,
y'all was
hold Mike before
talking.
you get started. One thing before you get started. Hey, Mike, you got the show email, Mike.
Nah, I'm gonna need to get that.
Hey,
Yes, sir. I'm gonna post it.
drop the email link. Hey, Mike, put your number in there. I got to give you a call on the side. You know what I'm saying? To holler
I
at you
got
about
you.
something. All right.
All right, there.
But go ahead. Go ahead. Cool. You got the floor, Mike.
It's in the link right there. Black Cat Panther Podcast at gmail.com.
Yep, at
And
gmail.com.
also, all new members, send me your name and address because members today will get one free item out the store of their choosing. I put Spread Shop in the link already, so just go up there, click on it, and find you something you like.
Oh, nigga, y'all getting spoiled today.
Oh,
Man,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
oh,
We
man.
love our
How
fans. We love everybody.
you gonna take care of business for y'all today? So, like, I was sitting
Mhm.
back, man, and I was evaluating a lot of teams. And I want to say one thing that I knew off the gate in previous years. We've never had a coach and a GM that was connected together
Okay.
to build. Like, for
Okay.
instance, you're thinking about the 49ers. Their coach and GM go hand in hand. You mentioned Kyle Shanahan, but you gotta mention the GM also sometimes because they just move together in a single unit. The only thing that I really liked about this hire was the fact of the matter that Dan Morgan got his guy. Now people say that it was too soon for Canales to be hired. He was only an offensive coordinator for a single year. I'm with all that. Maybe it should have been more time in between. But if we're going to build something that has to have a solid foundation, you need both guys completely on the same page.
Well, Mike,
Uh,
I don't knock you there at all. When you
mhm.
said Dan Morgan went out and got his guy, is this truly his guy? Because
Absolutely.
I'm hearing reports that representatives from Bryce is checking in and they checking in with him to make sure that they had a guy that they liked. They had somebody that they wanted to move forward with. Be mindful, Dan Morgan is a hell of a player. But as an
Mhm.
assistant GM, we question some of the stuff he went along with. And I don't know if I
Absolutely.
just trust him off the back. I just don't.
I'm not. I'm. You know what? On honestly, I don't really 100% trust him either. But I feel 100% confident in when I say this is Dan Morgan's coach.
Okay.
Now, now,
Wherever.
now, now, now,
All
now,
right.
Mike. Now, Mike, check when you say that. Everybody's saying this just because they got those Seattle ties. Scott
It's not
Fitterer
just the
and
Seattle
Dan Morgan,
ties.
but Scott Fitterer and Dan Morgan had those Seattle ties where they worked together in the scouting
You're right.
department. Both of them started off as area scouts, and then they did this, and then they did that, and then as soon as Scott got that job, he called Dan from Buffalo to come over here and be his assistant GM. And so why didn't they, if they was on the same page, they had done work together just as longer than Canales worked over there with them. And Canales was a wide receivers coach. These guys was in the office together. Canales was on
I'm.
the field.
I'm gonna tell you what I really feel about Scott Fitter, and I really deeply feel this way. I feel like if Dave would throw a hula hoop in the air, Scott Fitter was going to be the first one to jump through.
Yes, sir. You damn right.
He'd
You're
be the
gonna break his
first
motherfucking
one to
neck
jump
to try
through.
to jump
He's
through it.
not
You
going to
damn right.
hesitate. This is what the owner
Mm-mm.
wants, so I'm going to do it.
Yep. Especially if
And I
Tepper. If Tepper told him to jump through that mother, he would get ready to jump.
and I don't
That's
know,
bad.
but Dan Morgan might be the type to look at the hula hoop and say, "Nigga, please." For what?
Why didn't he tell his my thing, Mike, is why didn't he tell his homeboy to stop?
How we know
Calm
he did it?
down, man.
How you know he didn't? Like, remember that comment about the injured
Don't
players? We
do
shouldn't
it.
draft injured players because injured players stay
Yeah,
injured,
yeah,
and they
he
went
said he
all.
said it.
They was like,
He said it.
"Fuck what Dan Morgan was talking about when he said that
Said it.
shit."
But
Maybe he
Mike, why
did.
didn't you tell your boy? Why didn't you tell your boy though? Why
Look, I
didn't you
done told
help
my
your boy?
look. All right, I'm gonna tell you a true story. Go once upon a time when I was younger, I told one of my mans. I said, "Look, I know you got a problem with that man, but that's the last man you want to run in his house and try to snatch anything
Uh-huh.
he got."
Okay.
And this was somebody that I was cool with since the fourth grade. I kept telling them, leave that man alone. I don't give a fuck what he did with whatever. Don't run in that man's house. That's the wrong lick to hit. I begged my mans, don't do that to yourself. Not only
Mm-hmm.
did my mans do it to himself, when he got in a harsh position, he called me to back him up. Do you know that when we was done with our situation, I had to deal with this man with a bullet wound?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
damn.
I'm looking. So what I'm saying is, sometimes you could tell your man that even your life is on the line. Don't play, and your man's gonna do what he want to do. You know, you done had a homie of yours once upon a time, and you tell him, "Hey, don't fuck with that girl. That girl ain't
Yeah.
no good." But some reason they fuck with it and fall in love with the coochie and never let her go, no matter what she does. What if that's a scenario in that office? What if many times Dan Morgan said, "Yo, Scott, you shouldn't do that. Yo, Scott, look, first, don't draft injured players. They say injured. Hey, Scott, look, I know that's the guy that they want, but maybe that's not the best one for the system that we're trying to run here with Frank White." What if Dan was in this man's ear and he was so caught up in the fact of the matter, he had to take care of Dave Tepper? That scenario with the chick on the side, the dude fell in love with, Scott fell in love with Dave Tepper money. He fell in love with sitting on the yacht with Dave Tepper, going
Damn,
out
Mike.
to the
You bringing boy,
five-star
you
dinners with
preaching,
Dave
boy.
Tepper.
Go ahead and preach, boy.
You see
Go
what I'm
ahead and
saying?
preach, boy.
So you telling your man, it's like, look, man, I understand you what you doing, but it's not looking good on the field. You got to stop doing that. He's like, nah, Dave wanted, so Dave get it. We about to go on the yacht and talk about who else
Bam.
to go.
Go ahead and preach, Mike. I
Dan might have
understand.
been, he might have been the
To-
guy the whole time, like, stop it, nigga. That's just the way it is. So now this man's out of the loop, and this man walked in the office and was like, I won't fucking with none of that shit y'all drafted.
So
I
I guess
understand.
okay. So okay,
What
with you saying all that, with you saying all that, then let's go back to the drink incident when Scott's sitting there now with his hands in his pocket, right?
you know who
As
you know who
the,
you didn't
you
see
think
in that
Scott done
video?
learned? Dan Morgan,
You didn't see Dan Morgan nowhere in that video. But you saw
nowhere in
Scott
that
Fitter right
skybox.
beside him, like, hey, this is my best friend
Damn,
now.
Mike. Damn, Mike. Stop, Mike. Stop. Stop, boy. Stop.
That was
Stop.
that was
You right.
that was
Got
that was
to.
his best
Boy.
friend. He looked up that day. You
Boy.
see what I'm saying? He loved sleeping in
Boy.
that mansion.
Boy. What? Oh, my goodness. But did Scott ever learn his lesson?
That's the thing. See, what I'm saying is, we all just said that Dan Morgan came from Buffalo when he came down here.
He
Mm.
was
Buffalo
over there with
wasn't in
Brandon
the
Bean now. He was with
Buffalo was
Brandon
not
Bean
in the
that come
bad
from
shape.
Carolina.
Buffalo was not in the bad shape when Dan Morgan left it. When Dan Morgan left Buffalo, it was not tragedy or none of that. Matter of fact, Buffalo's been good for years now. Dan Morgan
Yeah,
didn't leave at Buffalo that was fucked up.
he left a good job.
He left a good one to go kick it with his mans. He thought that him and Scott was going to do the same thing here in Carolina that they was doing in Buffalo. Because in Buffalo, there was a formula that he was working with the GM there that was working because
Well,
they
why
was
did they
making
say it in
playoffs.
Seattle? Why did they say this in Seattle? Hey, bro, if I ever get a GM job, I'm bringing you with me. What they said that back in their scouting days, all the way back in their scouting days. If I get the shot, you coming with me.
Yo,
If
you
I
know
ever
what?
get the big chance, you coming with me.
Nick, we done seen that shit happen on the basketball court. We done seen that shit happen in celebrities with the music and shit. All groups don't stay together. Destiny's Child had to be a one-man person after a while. The Jackson 5 had to be a one-man person after a while. Some nigga finally get in the door, but they ain't got the juice. We both seen that in life. I appreciate you helping me get here, but you didn't handle your business, my nigga, while I'm here. That don't mean I'm gonna go when you fall, I'm gonna fall with you. I got kids to feed.
Well, that's true. Well, what about these rats?
This rat, look, man.
What about these
those,
snitches?
talking about these
This
FBI
nigga
agents.
preaching right now, boy. God damn.
That Mike on fire, boy. Mike on
Tell
fire.
you.
You talking about these
Mike on fire.
Mm-hmm.
FBI agents in the locker room?
Yeah. The one
Look,
backstabbing
man.
home game and going back and telling Temple. What we
Well,
gonna do with
shit,
them snitches? Well, they out of here
man.
now. But
Look,
they said this man likes to plant moles. That's what he do. They
hey,
said
look,
James
man.
Campbell was the eyes and ears, Mike, in the locker
Look,
room.
look, bro. Steve Wilkes. You seen Django, right?
But
my
All
man was
day.
the my man was the house nigga for real. He was though, and look, and what's so bad at it is I'm mad that he was that way, but part of it I kind of understand. Let me explain. My man been through the ringer trying to get a head coaching job.
Yeah.
And every time he tried to get one, it gets ripped out of his fingers. When he was in Arizona, he became the intern. They didn't even let him get a full year the next year and let him get a quarterback that he can work with to actually have a chance to show what he can do on the field. They slapped his hopes away. He comes to Carolina, everything all bad the whole time. Soon as he takes over, we in a playoff run. Like people forget that we almost, if we would have beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, we would have been in the playoffs that year. And then he
But he
gets
got
slapped down.
he got the head coaching nod because of that. See, the year before that, McDermott leave, and then the next year, well, before that, we was good because Ron was losing a coordinator a year. He lost
We won.
Straczynski. He lost Shanahan. No, we had not Shan. Yeah, we had Shanahan, right? No, we had Shula. Shula. He lost Shula. He lost then he lost McDermott, and then he lost Wilt. He was losing a
Yo,
coach a year.
follow me on that timeline. When McDermott left, didn't it seem something shifted in the culture? Think
Well,
about it, yo.
we still had a
We
good
had a
team. We had a
We
good
we,
team.
we had a decent D, but what I'm saying is they was missing something. Like remember we was winning the NFC South. I think was like 3 years in a row.
3 years in a row.
McDermott left that same year was the first time we lost the NFC South. I'm starting to wonder, was that Ron Rivera cooking in that locker room, or was it Sean? Because ever since Sean been in Buffalo, except for the first year or two he got there, that nigga lived in the playoffs.
Or
Maybe,
check this.
maybe,
Check this, Mike. Check this. Check this. I told you about the assistant GM Brandon Beane, right?
yeah,
Brandon Beane also left in 2000 after 2015 and went
facts,
to Buffalo, and he took Sean with
facts.
him. So guess what?
Dog,
Look at this 2015. Look at the player. Look at the talent that's came in this door after
no,
2015.
nowhere near the same, bro. I can tell you, I honestly remember
So
draft classes, and I
man,
sit back and be like, "Yo, I want that guy." And all of a sudden, Carolina pick somebody, and then the very
yeah.
next Buffalo pick, he picked the exact person. I was like, "What the fuck?"
So
And I almost felt like
was
this nigga
both
was
of
reading my
them niggas,
mind.
Mike? Was both of them niggas that went over there? Was that the heart and soul?
I
Was
think
that
so,
the heart
bro.
and soul? The coach
I
that was on
think
the field and the man that was in the office. Was that the heart and soul? That's over
that's
there
what
in
it felt.
Buffalo. Cause
I
y'all
mean,
call
ever since
Buffalo
they
Panthers.
left,
Y'all calling the Buffalo Panthers Buffalo East.
ever
Panthers
since they
East.
left, we have not been the same.
We ain't been the
We
same.
have not. Ron Rivera looked lost on the sideline. He had one good year after Sean McDermott left. After that, he looked lost. And if you look at every draft class we had since my man took over GM in Buffalo, we have not had a solid draft class. I remember when
Right?
we used to get the diamonds in the rough. Remember Josh
Uh-huh.
Norman?
Yep.
We used to
And where
get
did
the
Norman
diamonds
go?
in the rough.
Where did
We
Norman go?
seen none of those.
Norman went to Buffalo. Norman went to Buffalo after he left Washington. He went to Buffalo.
So my thing is, are we going to give Dan Morgan the benefit of the doubt? I understand he was with Scott Fitter. Scott Fitter, like I said, he was the yes man. He jumped through all the hoops. Maybe he brought something from Buffalo. Maybe because one thing I liked about the Dan Morgan hire, I had to do some research because I didn't know the nigga like that. Only thing I remember was him being on the Super Bowl field, losing his goddamn mind with like 20 something tackles. That's the only
Uh-huh.
thing I remember about Dan Morgan. So I had to do the research. What I liked it was Dan Morgan started off as a fucking scout.
Yeah. An
Oh,
area
He
scout.
wasn't he wasn't
So
afraid
that's a
to get his
gopher. That's
hands
like a
dirty.
gopher. Uh-huh.
And then a year after he was a scout, they made him in charge of all the Seattle Scouts. You got to do a job well for them to promote you and say, yo, you taking over all the scouts now. You run all of them to make sure they get everything going and make sure we get some real good diamonds in the rough. And you know, they picked Richard Sherman up out of nowhere. Uh Russell Wilson technically was drafted. People forget Russell Wilson was not drafted in the first round. The nigga was there in the third round.
In the third round.
Um,
But Russell
those are
was
diamonds in
efficient
the rough
anyway.
that
That's not
Seattle got. And the man that was in charge of the scouts was Dan Morgan. So that gave me a little bit of optimism, made me feel better about the GM hire. Because, and
well.
another thing that made me feel
And,
good about it was
and when you said, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
another thing that made me feel good about it was the fact that they was combining the VP from Kansas City.
Well, Mike, I'm a hard head
Yeah,
cat.
Tillis.
I'm a hard head cat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust people easy. If I take my time and I say, hey, I'm gonna trust you, and you burn me, I never trust you again. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at you with a side eye, and I'm gonna wait
Yeah.
for you to slip up. That's what the fuck I do.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at Dan Morgan already with a side eye.
But Mike kind of opened
He's
my eyes
come.
about that, dude. Q. He kind of opened my eyes about that just a while
Okay,
ago with
okay.
what he said.
Tell me how open your eyes is now.
It's just like you just said, man. Scott might have been so head first for motherfucking Tampa. I done seen, just to think about it. I had homeboys like that. Be like, yo, man, leave that nigga there alone. Don't trust this dude right here. That's just my boy. I'm just chilling with him, man. I know, I know. I see, we done seen him do other people
Yeah.
dirty. We done seen him do this. And he still,
All
stop
here,
hanging around
motherfucker.
my boy. Stop hanging. He gonna get you in trouble. He gonna get you in trouble. Nah, I know him. I see him. I don't think he like that. But because he got the fresh car, or he keep the chicks around him, or he got the dope money, or he got the this or that or whatever, you so just in love with this dude or his persona or what he got going on or your position in his camp that you can't stay away. You can't see it. And Dan Morgan might have told him. Because we do know Dan made that statement. Well, if you draft hurt players, that's usually what you're going to get. And then Dan went with the draft. He wasn't with the draft. You seen, if we do end up playing that video again about that war room, you kind of seen Dan over there to the side with his arms folded. It didn't look like Dan was too happy in that room. So, I mean, only thing, you did sit there for 2 years, though, and collect the check and then say shit.
Well, go. What
That's
would you do if you said something and nobody heard you? You gonna stop talking, right?
I probably kept my ass back to Seattle or Buffalo or some damn where or what the fuck ever. I'm not going in that damn office
Yeah.
every
Why
day
would you do that?
behind that door.
Me, I'm gonna tell
That,
you what I'm
but
doing.
Mike, you in an environment where it's not it's
Yeah,
not a regular environment, bro.
it's
I want to
toxic
know
as hell.
why did they say they ignored this cat for 2 years and all of a sudden, oh my God, Dan, oh everything you said so right. You
Yeah,
didn't trust this, you didn't trust
Yeah.
that. All of a sudden, you walk on water.
yeah,
I'm gonna
you
tell you
just
what,
great,
Q.
Dan. Oh my God,
Q. I'm gonna tell you something.
You're a genius, Dan. Oh my Lord, Dan. Yeah,
Behind
nice,
closed
Dan.
doors,
Dan.
behind closed doors, Tampa made us. He might not ever do it publicly, but behind closed doors, the man might have actually said, "You know what? You was right." Because I'm gonna tell you this, Q. I love you to death, but if you running a team and I see you making fatal flaws, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna let you know. Hey, look, that's not the guy. Don't
Well,
get there
think
right
about
now.
it. Think about it. I do this all the time. I give people advice all the time, and they don't want to listen to me, or they get sensitive. When you be mindful, we've been in the podcast game for how long? About 2 years, 2.5 years now. We have a
Yeah,
successful podcast. If I see somebody coming up with a podcast, and I say, "Hey, you might need to do this, that, or this to help them out," and they get mad at me, you think I'm going to say something to them? I'm gonna sit back and watch you go down
you
because you
sound
a
like a
hard
damn.
head motherfucker, and I done try to tell you multiple times, and you don't want to listen. You want to do
Sound
shit
like
your way.
that could have been Dan Morgan's point of view. Like, hey,
Yeah.
nigga, I was in Seattle. We went to a Super Bowl. I was in Buffalo. We been to the playoffs. We lived in the playoffs. Like, this is what we should do. And Scott, like, nah, I got this because Dave wants us to get a quarterback this round and get a route receiver this round. And I think these are the two I want to
Ooh,
go get.
ooh.
I'm
You
not
should
wasting. I'm the type of cat. I'm not wasting my breath on nobody who don't listen. If
ooh,
so I can
oh,
understand. I can understand, but I just don't understand why they put him in the front. If they ignore
ooh,
him,
Q. Your
huh?
boy say,
Because
your boy say, we're not waiting till next year to take a quarterback. I'm gonna take you this year. Maybe it was Dan that told him don't take nobody this year. There ain't nobody in this draft.
your man Dan should have said, your man Dan could have been like, yo, we should trade back. Let's fix the rest of the team up.
But
Let's trade back.
Mike, I still can't wrap my hands around you sat there the whole time though, too though. for 2 years.
Exactly. That's what I was
I'm
about
gonna
to
That's a
agree
say.
with
long
you.
time.
You mean tell me even if you go to Tepper and tell him, hey, we look,
A
let's
long
wait the next
time.
year, and then you sit back and watch them make mistake after mistake, and then Tepper decide maybe that was what happened. Go. Maybe he
Look,
was the one that advised them to wait to next year, and Tepper
look,
say,
look.
They
okay,
said
now
he
I'll
was.
do
They
it your
said he
way.
was against. They said he
Cause
was one of
look,
the ones
I
that
done
was
been that
against the
guy.
pick.
I done been that guy. Go Q. I done been that
Look,
guy that done told the motherfucker exactly what it is, and then been hard headed and not listen.
I
Like,
mean, hell,
I,
every day there's a nigga that don't listen to somebody around here, and they'll find a way. You tell them the truth, they get mad, they get all up in their feelings. Look, man, fuck it, fuck it. You want to get your feelings? That's you. Go ahead, get in your feelings. I'm not,
come
I'm
on.
not the feelings police where I'm gonna sit here and have to be worried about how y'all take what I say. Don't like it, I don't give a damn. These
Like,
people, the Panther, why is Dan Morgan being elevated?
I'm gonna tell you when I got elevated one time. I used to when I was young. I used to like, I think like 18. I was working at this warehouse called Food Line Warehouse, and when I was working there, there was a way to do the jobs to make it faster and to get the production numbers up better. And there were certain people that was coming in, they were having a hard time getting the system that you need to pull the orders so you can make your money up. There was a lot of young ones that were staying down in production numbers. So I gave them my advice and shit. And at first they didn't listen. You know what I mean? My
Hmm.
supervisor thought I was just talking
Like they usually don't. Like they usually don't.
like you know what I mean? You just and time went by. So one day the motherfucker finally said, "Hey, I want to try what you said." And when he did it, all the young guys started seeing where they were on the pay scale compared to everybody else that was in the building. They started learning how to just touch an item one time and put it down and not keep touching shit and be able to keep moving on with your order. And once they got that shit in their head, they finally started making some of the money that us as veterans was making. And all of a sudden, we're clearing out orders an hour and a half earlier than we usually would do on a regular night. And he came back to me. He said, "I should have did that when you first mentioned it. We would have never fell back, and we wouldn't have to pay out so much overtime to try to catch up if I would have listened to you because we've been moving a lot faster since I did that."
You're right, Mike. You're right.
I've been in that position where I had to sit back and be like, okay, fool, I understand. You one of those that a nigga under me can't teach me nothing.
Uh huh.
Mm-hmm.
And Scott Fitter might have been with Dan Morgan, but this is what people got to understand. Scott Fitter is not a scout.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Scott Fitter was never a scout. He never had to get his
Oh yes,
hands
he
dirty.
was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
What
That's
year?
where he started at.
Seattle scouting.
Yes, he started same way Dan Morgan did. He started in like the '90s, cause he's older than Dan Morgan.
In the 90s?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he's got scouting.
Let,
He's got scouting.
let me do my fault. My bad for everybody that's watching. That's my fault because I ain't when I looked up the research on Scott, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
So
he
that's
got
me. That's
scouting.
my fault.
He's been a scout too. I just don't know who he scouted because there's I, I
Whoever was talking just went out.
Pop went out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these phones won't let up sometime. He was an assistant scout over there in Seattle. Assistant
And
scout.
Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay, so he okay. Well, see that I thought that's what I saw. And when I say about assistant, like he might have went out there with, but he ain't have to come from the bottom and get his hands dirty. You know what I mean? He wasn't the one jumping on every fucking plane, going to see this college team, going to see these college teams. That was Dan. What if the whole time we had hired Scott Fitter, it was Dan Morgan that was originally behind the crafting of the Legion of Boom and got the Dominant of Ross for Pete Carroll those years when Seattle was running the show? What if we started off from the jump hiring the wrong GM?
Well,
It's a
probably
possibility.
did. Probably did because you hired him, and I always ask the question. People know I always ask the question: why did Scott take the job when he didn't have total roster control, or his hands was tied? Why did he take the job? Mike, he been in scouting and GMing and all that stuff like that, and he never got elevated like that, other than like player personnel and all that shit. Assistant GM, he never had assistant GM job. He was always this and that, this and that, like the man below the man below the man. So he got an opportunity. Once again, there's only 32 of these teams, so he took that job, just like Canales. And that's what gets me. We're not getting the best of the best over here because why? Because David Tepper, his reputation is out there now. So we're not. This used to be damn near a coveted job to have. Carolina was not a bad. They might have said, "Oh, you go over to Carolina now." No, it's not Miami. You're not down in South Beach and all this and all that. You're not there. But it's worse of places. I don't want to shit on your city or anything like Cleveland, where it's cold as hell. Buffalo is cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? Right now, minus 30. I mean, we got great weather. We got Charlotte's a great city. I mean, nice country living. When you making that type of money, millions of dollars, what you can do in North Carolina, as far as your
Man,
living,
man,
wow. Come on now.
man.
So
And
it
that
wasn't
and
a
that's why
bad job until now.
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
That's all
beautiful living
Tepper
over here.
because let's be real. It was what Tepper had wanted, he fucked up himself. He wanted Ben Johnson and the GM from the Lions. But neither one of them niggas was ready to go. Go where? Carolina? I ain't going there. Mm-mm. That motherfucker they got running the show is worse than Jerry Jones.
Uh,
I'm not going there. And if
Yeah.
you really trying to build, you waited all your life to build a team, all your life to coach a team, an NFL team. You gonna let a motherfucker tell you what you can and can't do when you finally get the opportunity?
And then always, y'all, we
Especially
break this thing down because this is a learning channel. Hold on one second, Mike. Scott Fitterer, Mike, 1998. I knew it was the 90s. He started in 1998 to 2000 with the New York Giants as an area scout. And when you're an area scout, that pretty much just means, because I had to look that up, and they say area scout is like an intern position. Hey, run over there to the airport and go pick up such and such. He come in today. Run. You know what I'm saying? Do this, do that. You pretty much a glorified gopher. Go pick up
not
them.
not
Black.
that is not an area scout. Area scouts are designated to certain sides of the U.S. and they
I
go
know,
out.
but Q. They said when you're area scout, just like you just said, I was getting ready to get to that.
Hmm.
You certain sides of the U.S. But you're not a like one of those guys that's been scouting for the last 20 years who can say, yo, I call up Day from over there at Ohio State. Yo, Day, blah 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 blah. I got him in my cell phone. You don't have that type of juice. You know what I'm saying? Uh, let me go get. Let me see such and such throw today. Oh, well, come on here tomorrow and we're playing some kind of whatever. You ain't got no juice like that. They say you going, you picking up guys sometime. You area scouting your area, but they might have you running and doing and jumping through hoops for shit. You see what I'm saying? You just getting started. You got to pay your dues. That's
that
what I'm
nigga
saying.
said he was a glorified Uber driver.
I mean, that's some shit that you might, cause you low man on the totem pole. You know what I'm saying? That's just like the hazing that the rookies go through. You got to do this shit. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying they telling them, look, man, go pick up my lunch or some shit like that. But This is the type of shit, you know what I'm saying, that you got to do when you start an area scout. Then, so that was from 98 to 2000. Then he went, look now, 2001 to 2010, he area scouted in Seattle. So he paid his dues now. He paid his dues. But once again, this is what I'm telling y'all. That's 98 to 2010. Scott is still an area scout. Y'all want to know the reason why I think it took Scott damn near 10 years? Because Scott's a pushover dude. They said it. Scott got this easy, lackadaisical type attitude. Like y'all said, like Mike said, if Temple threw that hoop, Scott was going to jump through that motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Everybody know that. So you don't get elevated when you that type of dude because you get ran over. So Scott, that was 10 years, Scott area scouted. Then,
Okay.
and we're still in Seattle. Then he become director of college scouting in 2011 to 2014. It took Scott damn near 12 years or so to get a promotion.
Okay.
Y'all.
Okay. Now let me
And
tell you
Dan
Dan
Morgan got
Morgan.
it in a year.
Dan Morgan went
Dan
from
Morgan
scout in
got it in a year.
2010. He was a scout in 2010. 2011 to 2014, he was assistant director of pro personnel. From 2015 to 2017, he was director of pro personnel. Then he went to Buffalo in 2018 to 2020 and was the director of player personnel.
Okay, hold up. Now hold up. Now y'all hear what Mike just said. Now, during that same time, when Dan Morgan was getting promoted like a motherfucker, right? Scott was director of college scouting and then co-director of player personnel. So while Dan was there, Dan was the director and Scott was the co-director. Scott worked under Dan in Seattle in less time. In less time. Dan got promoted
Honestly,
faster than Scott. See what I'm saying? So
Man,
then you not listening. Then I'm sitting here over here in Carolina, and I'm trying to tell you what you need to be doing, and you ain't listening to me.
like nigga, I used to be your boss for a reason. Ooh,
Thank you.
wait, go.
Thank
What if Dan didn't save us so much because of that? Let's point this
there
I
you
out.
don't
go,
know.
Mike. There you go, Mike. That's what I was saying earlier last week.
Like,
I
think
bet
about it. If you was this nigga's boss and this nigga's not listening to you gonna let that shit. Okay, nigga, you think you the man now? After I used to be the guy to put you on, go ahead. Go ahead, my nigga. You got it. Go ahead. Run that bitch into the wall. Crash dummy. Because it's already hitting your pride that you gotta actually listen to a nigga that knows less than you. Imagine me starting a podcast and me telling Goat what the fuck to do on a podcast. Telling Q what to do on a podcast. Knowing damn well I used to be on their podcast trying to get shit popping. I turn around and I go to them and tell them, hey, look, this is what you're supposed to do on the podcast. Knowing
Yeah.
they done had more success than me.
So like I say, man, I don't. We don't. It's been some stuff going on here, y'all, that I can't get a handle on and tell y'all 100% because it's so much going on. Backstabbing, envy, jealousy, because that sounds like a little envy, jealousy, or just like Mike just said, could he be envious of the man? Could he been trying to tell the man he won't listen? Or the man so head first for Temper, he trying to tell him, look, dog, don't do that just cause that's Temper, or this guy's wrong. Don't stick your reputation out there for him. I'm not gonna put my reputation on the line for this. I don't know, man. Tell y'all the God honest truth, I don't know. It's a lot of shit going on around here. And the thing we get ready to get on the winning track now, because here comes another guy in Canellis that was over there during that same time in Seattle that got passed over twice by Pete Carroll, the B offensive coordinator. He had to go to the Tampa to get the success. If y'all sit
Now look
there
though,
and credit him for Geno, why didn't he get elevated then?
look,
He
this
got
you know what I'm
passed
gonna
over
say on
twice.
that? This is what I'm also saying on that shit. When it came to the situation with Dave Canales, him being in Seattle, all right, him running part of the offensive group. What actually catches my attention more than anything was the difference between Geno this year and last year. Last year, Geno Smith was in the Pro Bowl.
At times,
Geno Smith was sometime during the year. Geno Smith was leading in completion percentage. Geno Smith was comeback player of the year material. Without Dave Canales, Geno Smith this year, there was no playoffs for Seattle Seahawks. There was none.
well, I'm gonna tell you, Mike. Now, this little bit that I've read on Dave Canales. He makes it simpler for the quarterback. What do we hear? Bryce had too many voices in his head. Too many people telling him, do this, you're not doing this, this, whatever. So your guy that's supposed to be such a processor couldn't process the information. So Dave Canales is supposed to be this guy who knows how to cater an offense for a quarterback, make it kind of like a specialty. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to cook him up a special meal and make it work for him. Now, with that being said, with the offense sometimes being simplified like that, what happens though, Mike? We become easy to beat after they get a little tape on us because once again, your quarterback becomes limited to certain things and the
I hear what you're
adjustments
saying,
he
but
can't
I'm gonna
do.
say this: no time
Okay?
last year did Geno Smith look easy to beat, and in the last 6-7 games of the Tampa Bay streak that they had, now one time the Tampa Bay looked easy to beat. Matter of fact, Tampa Bay put such a scare on Detroit for a minute. I thought Tampa Bay was about to go to the NFC Championship.
But Baker and Geno's a little different now. Y'all think
What's the difference?
Baker's a bum. Now he call Baker a bum over here because McAdoo or whatever. But don't forget now, Baker done played playoff ball, and Baker just have his streaks and shit like that. Baker's up, Baker's down. He just made Baker play with a little more consistency.
See, there we go. Because let's be this 100%. Baker never showed out in games back to back to back to back like he did this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no, and just like last year, the same thing I'm saying about Geno. Geno had a whole good ass season. Every game the Seattle Seahawks was in it or they won it. And you look at Seattle this past year, Geno didn't look the same.
No, I'm with you.
So what are you trying to say? His boy cost make him look good, put him on a
I'm
pedestal.
I'm also gonna say this too. The best statistic year that Russell Wilson had was with Canales.
Well, but he was a wide receiver coach over there. He wasn't a damn he wasn't an offensive coordinator though, Mike.
I ain't say he was
Nah.
offensive coordinator, but he was quarterback coach. Won't he?
At some point
Am
in
I
time,
remembering that?
yeah, in 2000, I think it was like 21.
No, I think he was a quarterback coach. I think it was like 2018 or some shit.
Well, but let's just
Mm,
say now the quarterback coach ain't out there calling the plays and calling the game, and I mean he's helping somebody with their footwork and this and that. I ain't taking nothing from the quarterback coach, but let's don't say the quarterback coach was helping him in the game or calling the plays.
I'm not
Or
saying that, but you know what? 2018 and 2019, he was the quarterback coach. 2020 and 21, he was the passing game coordinator.
hmm
Okay.
So how much? I'm just asking, how much of a hand does the quarterbacks coach and the passing coordinator have on Russell Wilson in a game type situation?
if that the case, Parks Frazier should be fired. Parks Frazier should be fired right behind the rest of these boys. If
Yeah.
that's the case, because he was abysmal, and he was our passing game coordinator that got elevated to quarterbacks coach for Bryce Young. So he should be out the door too.
Yeah, and you
Damn
seen how
sure. Matter of
passing
fact,
game coordinator that Joe Brady was a passing game coordinator, and then you try to make him a motherfucking offensive coordinator, and you see how that turned out
yeah, that didn't work out too
the
well.
first year. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Okay,
Like I said, I
I
reserve
decided to
the
look it
right.
up since we was talking about it. In 2018 and 2019, Russell Wilson had a passer rating of 110.9 with
hmm
3,448 yards, 35 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I'm not
So
saying
like I say,
Canales
yeah, go ahead.
is the offensive guru that we've been looking for, but every quarterback that he's touched has performed great.
hmm
It's a
Because
bold statement,
last
Mike.
year,
It's a bold statement.
Yeah.
Gino looked good last year.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about Baker because I remember Baker coming in and he threw, I think, 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions one of his years when he was in Cleveland. But we remember Gino's career was dead. Geno
Yeah, we
Smith's
know.
career was dead. Nobody thought Geno Smith was going to play, let alone lead a team to the fucking playoffs.
But Mike, after 10 years, if it takes you 10 years to see the light bulb, what the? I don't think it's that guy. I just think, if you do something over and over and over and over and over, you're bound to pick up some information or knowledge on it. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
was it just the time that Gino got a shot, man? Whoop it down. Like if you give me a shot and you say, look here, man, you the man. You ain't got nobody else. You ain't got to look over your shoulder. You ain't got to worry about getting snatched. You ain't worried about getting cut. You know what I'm saying? You getting all the reps with the ones and this and that. Now, throughout Gino career, but except for the time he was with the Jets, and you knew he wasn't ready then when he got drafted,
Mm-hmm.
he he had pressure on him. He ain't had no pressure on him by this time, by your 10th year. And then the other time he was down there a glorified journeyman coming in with no reps, cold, this and that. You got to look at that too.
Okay. I'm looking at that.
So I mean, I ain't trying to make excuses. All I'm trying to say is, was it Dave Canales in some of these situations, or was the person gonna be what they were gonna be anyway? I
Well,
don't know.
That's the
I
one.
tell you, if he fuck around and change Bryce Young and Bryce Young around here, and I'm eating my words, which I don't care if I do or not. You know what I'm saying? Don't make them
Hmm.
worry me.
Well,
But
people ain't gonna
this
let you
right.
enjoy that. No,
Oh
Yeah.
no.
yeah, it don't matter. I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter. But what I'm saying is, I would say from what I've seen this year right here out of Bryce Young, if Dave Canales can turn this Joker here around, oh my God, Bo, you walk on water, cool. Dave Canales,
He
no
walk on
doubt,
water, huh?
you walk on water, bro.
They say Bryce walked on water at one time. They don't stop talking about that though.
We know
Look, man,
better than that. We know
this
better than
this
that.
this is what I'm gonna say about Bryce though, and this is what I feel is going to happen. I know that he's gonna get a whole year with Dave Canales is because that was the whole reason why Dave Canales was hired. They wanted
Yeah.
somebody that knows how to work with a smaller quarterback like Baker Mayfield. Him and Bryce Young are only an inch apart, and hoping that he could push Bryce Young to be what he could possibly be. You know what I mean? He also was the quarterback coach for
But
Russell
what's that,
Wilson.
Mike? What's
That was
that? Well,
5'11". What Dave Tepper hope he can be.
I mean,
He's
what
looking.
is that? What the fuck is that?
he Dave Tepper still goes to sleep and have wet dreams of Bryce Young in the Alabama uniform.
There you do.
Mm.
So what he's hoping that if he gets Canales in here and what he did for Baker, because this is what it was. He saw Baker leave. He saw firsthand how bad Baker was. Did he saw this man, Dave Canales, get his hands on Baker, and all of a sudden they're in the playoffs. So what he's thinking is, forget trying to get another quarterback. How about I get the man that helped Baker, help Gino, help whoever, get him in here and let him fix Bryce Young so I don't look like a complete fucking moron. Because if
But
Bryce
you
Young,
told me earlier though that was Dan Morgan that got Canales in here.
yeah. I fully feel Dan Morgan went in
Dan
there
Morgan, David
and said that he
Tepper.
wanted Dave Canales. I really feel
He
like
said it
Dan
right.
Morgan went in there to get
So,
Canales.
so
But I think the reason why he's trying, listen,
Uh huh. Here we
Y'all
go.
fucking me up. Y'all fucking me up. Cause if it was y'all fucking me up now. If Dan Morgan got Canales in here and Dan
Uh huh.
Morgan is now behind Bryce, so Dan Morgan is doing Tepper's bidding just like Scott.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, no,
There
no,
it
no, no,
is.
no,
There
no, no,
it
no.
is. That's.
Y'all
Listen.
killing me now.
No,
Get
no,
me
go,
right.
go, follow me,
Okay.
follow me, go.
Say it slow.
Listen,
Say
Go.
it slow.
Pops said about a week ago that Dan Morgan's gonna have to be able to finesse around Tepper to get what he wants.
And I told
You
y'all
feel
that
me?
ain't gonna happen. That ain't, I told
Okay.
y'all, I just told you the man told somebody
Uh,
else to run
uh,
his $1 billion hedge fund so he could be here full time. You not
okay.
getting
Mm-hmm.
shit by
Now
this
let me
man.
tell
He
you.
got
Now
spies,
go.
he got
Now
Because
go.
but
moles, he
he
got
but
rats.
Oh,
go
you don't woke them up
go
Now,
now.
now go.
he
Now
just
go.
did it though.
Let me
He just
tell
did
you.
it.
Let me tell you how he did
How?
it.
How did he
Let me
do
tell you.
that?
Just wait. Just
Here we
wait.
go.
Let me tell you
Here we
how.
go.
This is how he did it. He turned around. Dan Morgan got the job. He said, "I want Canales. How can I get Canales in here?" He walks in the office. He sees Dave. He talks to Dave. He said, I got a great coach in mind that could really help us give up this hunt. And I bet you he'd be good for Bryce too. He said, who do you mean? Canales. Now, you know what he did for Baker when Baker was here last year? He didn't look the same. I think my guy, Canales, can come in here and prove everybody wrong about Bryce Young. I just need you to sign off on it. You really think he's that good? I know so. I was with him in Seattle. You saw what he did with Gino last year. I really think this is our guy for coaching. Well, he did do this and do this and do this. Hey, if you think he can get Bryce where we need to be at, go get him. Bam, finesse. That
Yep.
fast.
No,
He
no,
Yep.
took
no,
this
Now,
man
no.
and
Mike.
made
Now check
him
this,
feel
Mike. Check this
like
out, Mike. And then guess what? So then it's like, you know
Let a
what?
boy cook.
Let's see a Bryce representative like, yeah, I like him. Super. Okay. You and Bryce on board.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
that man
I done
Dan
tell you
Morgan is
how I feel
pimping.
about that damn representative. I done tell y'all
My,
about that
my,
shit.
my man Dan Morgan is pimping. He is pimping.
Oh, have mercy.
Matter of fact, shouts out to my man Dan Morgan. I know you watching this. I see you, dog, because you doing moves like I would do. You pimping right now.
Mm, okay.
And,
All right.
and because when it comes to that, it's when the motherfucker's power hungry. How do you ever read the book, The 48 Laws of Power? What the rule is, never outshine your master. That's number one. And number two, whatever idea you have, you must convince them it's their idea.
You almost made me drop milk just now. Mike, I think that works for somebody who don't know better. I
Dave
can't
Tepper,
swallow that or digest that and
you
lay in my
should,
bed
cause
at night.
Dave Tepper don't know no fucking better. Only thing he knows is numbers. He don't know football. So all he wants to do is feel like he has say so in every move, whether it's him or not. Dave Tepper is not an idiot, but he ain't that goddamn street smart.
I hold on the idiot talk. He might be just as dumb as I think he is.
And look, the dumber they are, the easier it is to play them.
Like, so look, Mike, prime example, right? Scott went
hmm
up there and said that Bryce Young is a point guard. 3 minutes later, Tepper sits up there and says, "Yes, Bryce Young is a point guard." He made Tepper believe that he was a point guard. He repeated the
Pow,
same
pow.
thing. He
The
said the same exact
the
words.
national media was saying that same bullshit the whole time though.
I get it.
That wasn't no new saying or this and that. He was
I
saying the
get that
same
though.
shit they were saying on Good Morning Football and this and that. That's how they was describing this dude, that he could throw the ball around the yard and he couldn't. See, that was the
My point.
same dumb narrative.
I know. You're missing my point. My point is what Mike just said is to make him believe it's his idea and let him sell it his damn self. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah,
So we just go overlook the fact that it was a crazy idea.
Was it though?
Was it?
oh,
Let me. I'm gonna
see,
say. I'm gonna ask you.
y'all
I'm gonna tell you why I say was it
y'all
though?
still missing the big
Because
factor though.
let's be real.
Canales was the
What
only dude they
what
could get
coach
in here.
exactly? What coach
That's the
was
one
coming
thing.
here? What coach was coming here? Right
Exactly.
now, Canales is your Dan Morgan's guy. Dan Morgan calls Canales. He said, "Look, bro, I'm fucked up here. They gave me this GM job, and every coach that I want to hire is not coming here. I need somebody I can trust to go to war with back here. Now, I'm gonna convince him to make sure, unless it's a head coaching job, that Evero stays. He's gonna run the defense. Our defense was ranked this. Can you get our offense where it needs to be at? If I got you the players that you need."
So look, but Mike, this is the elephant in the room. If Dan Morgan makes that call, what you telling me now is Dan Morgan is saying, okay, I'm behind Bryce Young because I'm bringing in Canales to coach Bryce Young. Not just for this year, y'all. This is what y'all want to say. Oh, it's only 1 year, then he gonna get him out of here, this and that. This is Tepper's guy. If he makes Bryce Young look decent in 2024, he's gonna be here 2025 and beyond.
Go,
Y'all realize
go,
that, correct?
go. As a good
Yes, sir.
GM,
Why would I do
your
that though,
job.
Mike?
Listen,
If I was against the pick in the first place.
because this is why you're doing it. Because I've said it on here, so I'm sure Dan Morgan's thinking it too. I can't get rid of Bryce until this man sees clearly that Bryce is just not it. So I'm gonna build up the rest of the team, and I'm gonna get the only person I think that might
Why
have
not?
a hell of a chance of fucking getting Bryce where it needs to
Mike,
be. If I can get Bryce where it needs to be,
Mike,
then great. But if can't, I can
Mike,
draft my own quarterback.
Mike. If they bringing in Canales to coach Bryce, okay, you got free agency coming up next. Then you got the draft, right? So
Uh-huh.
if they brought in a whole coach to turn this man around like he so-called turned around Geno and so-called turn around Baker, guess what they getting ready to do with that 33rd pick?
Get an offensive lineman.
Get a
Draft a
receiver.
fucking receiver. Draft a
Get goddamn
motherfucking
receiver.
receiver. Draft
Yes,
a
sir.
motherfucking receiver.
They're gonna try
Listen,
to
Y'all,
uplift this guy and give him everything he needs to be
you damn
successful.
right. You
I'm gonna tell
damn
you
right.
what. No. That's not what they're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you where they're gonna get the
Okay.
receiver at. They're
Okay.
gonna get in the free agency.
Okay.
That's where they're gonna fuck up.
With what
They're gonna
money?
go With what money? Look, all right. There's
Y'all keep hollering T
We
Higgins and all
just
this
we
shit.
just say we gotta
First of all, T
re-sign some
Higgins,
people on the team.
yeah,
yeah,
T
we
Higgins
gonna
got to
resign some
come to this
people,
month. He got to
but
want to
let's be
come to this motherfucker.
100%.
He's a free agent.
We're not getting the T Higgins. You see what I'm saying? So everybody that's screaming T Higgins and everybody, all the memes I see with the Carolina Panthers with the T Higgins jersey, I will
Number 5
please
jersey and shit. T Higgins,
everybody
yeah.
pay attention to me when I say this shit. Get the fuck out of here. T Higgins is not coming to Carolina. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the fucking back. T Higgins is not coming to Carolina. Get that out your fucking head. But I do think they'll still sign a receiver thinking they can get some value out of him that can and call themselves trying to help Bryce Young. I won't see T Higgins, but I can see this nigga trying to get Calvin Ridley here.
But the Jags are gonna re-sign him. Everything
And
is
what,
showing that they're gonna re-sign him.
Yeah, because then if they do that, because Atlanta got to get them a pick or some shit, or they got to
I'm
get
gonna tell
Lawrence
Yeah,
you,
or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
no, let
If
me
they
tell
do
you
that,
why I
If
don't
they
know if it's,
don't re-sign him, they get a compensatory pick or something like that in Atlanta.
yeah.
Or if they
and
do
that's the reason,
re-sign him.
and I'm gonna tell you why they might not resign Calvin Ridley. Because Calvin Ridley and Trevor Lawrence did not click last year. They didn't.
But
They
you
didn't
But
know,
click.
Mike,
Trevor
you
was
Christian
know,
hurt.
Christian Christian Kirk clicked. Evan Ingram clicked, but him and Calvin Ridley did not click.
you know who I think they might go after in
Who?
free agent if they will go after wide receiver. And I think he's a free agent, but that kid Lazard that used to be with used to be in Green Bay. If he's still in Green Bay, I
Green
think he's a
Bay.
free agent this year.
Alan Lazard,
He's in New
who's up
York.
in the
Yeah, he's
Jets
in New
now,
York.
right now.
Yeah, he's in New York right now.
Yeah, I
Lord
think
have mercy.
if he's a free agent, I think they'll go after him.
That boy
He's the
mediocre.
I
most
mean,
he's the most
if they
affordable
was
you got.
if they was to go after any wide receiver, they need to go after Ayuk. And T Higgins, he's not Ayuk. He's not the same player. Ayuk is much better. Is a much better wide receiver. If they want to go after anybody in free agency, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think they're gonna go draft a wide receiver with the first pick, just so they can make this shit look, some sort of way for Bryce Young.
I disagree. I think everybody, including God, knows the first thing that's needed for this team is an offensive guard. I think
I
everybody,
mean, we
including
we
God,
we know
knows.
that. I
And,
mean,
and I
we know
think
that.
that the class of offensive guards in the draft, the class of wide receivers in the draft is healthy.
You're right, Mike. You're right, Mike. We need an offensive guard in the worst way because we got 4 offensive guards on the left side that's injured. On the right side, we got 2 guys that's injured. And the number one thing is we keep getting injured guards. But they're gonna get a weapon for Bryce Young talent wise because they need that level of talent in the second round that's gonna be available. Now, I guess they say they can get a starting guard third round or better. They're gonna look to try to do some type of shit like that. That's all.
I mean, the problem is, see, there's names of receivers out there, but they're not T. Higgins or big time receivers. So I don't know if they'll go for them. Like, they might not want a Tyler Boyd, a Curtis
Ayuk,
Samuel.
Ayuk is coming up. He's big time. I don't know if they resign him or what, but he's big time. He's good.
I mean,
And I'm
Marquise
not just
Brown,
going and I'm not just
Hollywood
going off
Brown.
of no
Oh, they gonna
Hollywood
resign
Brown.
Ayuk. They gonna resign Ayuk, bro.
Yeah,
They gonna
yeah.
Like,
resign
And I'm not
Ayuk.
yeah.
just going off of last night. I'm not playing
No,
what do you
that's
call
not
that?
going on for Ayuk.
I'm not
He
playing
he
yeah,
he
I'm not
been
playing that,
making
but
he been elevating himself all year. He been elevating himself all
yeah,
year.
Yeah, he made an All Pro
yeah.
team this year, not a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean a Pro Bowl, but he made an All Pro team this year.
yeah,
Damn.
yeah. He been
So
elevating
I doubt
himself
you
all
let an
year.
All Pro guy go.
Yeah, it's
Them
not
three,
happening.
the 3 that they got, Debo, Christian, and Ayuk, they ain't going no damn well. Especially they in the
I
Super Bowl
guess
now.
I guess maybe Hollywood Brown, so we can stop saying this. Oh, we can't get separation, and we can get somebody running around underneath and trying to do Zay
Al,
Flowers, but
Al,
Zay
what
Flowers is
the
better.
Al,
What's up?
Al,
What's up?
what
What's
the
up?
hell is Hollywood Brown gonna do for Bryce Young?
Fucking nothing.
So why in
Exactly.
the
I
hell
know,
is we
bro.
gonna go get a damn Hollywood Brown?
I fucking know, bro. I mean, I know. I fucking know,
No,
bro. I know,
you're
bro.
reaching now. You're reaching. You're
Now
reaching. This,
I know. I
they
don't
could
like.
do
I
something
mean, he's
stupid.
not. I mean, but he's over here talking about free agent wide receivers, so that's why I just said maybe
And the
Hollywood
reason
Brown,
why
but
I
he ain't
say
gonna
that
do shit.
because it's a copycat league, but I'm gonna be able to tell you 100%. I really, whoever said what mouthpiece look, man, I like Liggett too. He just injury prone, and that's real. The man doesn't stay on the field. I love him if he'll stay healthy. But back to the show. Um, if they pick the wide receiver at number 33, I would be pissed off.
well, Mike, just go ahead and get yourself together to get pissed off, cause they try to help Bryce Young first. Then they're gonna build this offensive line after that. So first thing first, they're gonna get a second round talent receiver that could be a true number one. Cause they done said, hey, they need guys that can come in here and dominate. They need special guys. You don't wait till the third round to get a special guy for Bryce Young, knowing that he just struggling with the receivers he got. And Mango and Thielen are the only ones that's going to be on this roster, book wise.
Can I ask you a question, Q?
What's up?
Now, you know, you and Goat, you know, y'all do a great job being GM / owners and seeing what the team needs and what direction they should go. If you was Scott,
Yassams.
if you was the GM right now and we about to go on the draft, would you go back? Would you leave the 33 and at least go to maybe like 37? Would
The
that be ideal?
the only way I do that is if somebody packaging and giving me multiple picks, like an extra second round or an extra third round pick. That's the only way I move back a slot or two. But if they offering that, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'd move back. I would move back definitely because we need to restock. We need to restock this team. We need players. We're gonna need players, bro. We're gonna need bodies.
Look, I'm here. If I
But
was a
Al, we
GM,
don't need just anybody's. We need some real bodies that can come in and play.
look,
That's
if
a
I'm
fact.
GM, I'm gonna try to trade back a little bit, stay in the the late 30s, maybe a 40, get BB and hoping, and I've seen Devontae Walker clearly be in a lot of mock drafts, still be around in the third round.
Oh yeah, he's a great pickup because of that whole thing that they were messing with him and he didn't play for a little while. So he
Yeah,
only had
but he's moving up.
699 yards. So
Yeah,
you can
he's
get
moving
him
up
at
the
a
board though.
discount.
He gonna
Well,
move up the
and
board
you know
though.
why? You know why? Because
Yeah.
Emeka Ibuka went back to
Yep.
Ohio State.
Yep.
So now
Exactly.
the wide receiver
Everybody
room
got
just
pushed
got a
up.
little bit smaller. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And he's going. And then all he gonna have to do now is show out at the combine. He
Look,
show that he show that speed and that range at the combine. He moving
yeah.
up. He might be a mid-second rounder though, Mike.
But
Like
hey,
like
look, but you know what?
like
Right
think
there.
about it. At the top of the second round where we at, you're gonna have a Donnie Mitchell, you're gonna have Xavier Worthy and Troy Franklin potentially. One of those three is gonna be available when we pick. They're gonna take one of the three of them cats.
And
I
another thing
heard you.
y'all got to understand is that
Carolina Logic, I
there's
hate
going
that
to
idea.
be a lot of offensive linemen that's going, tackles and interior guards that's going this draft right here, and that's going to knock some wide receivers down and some other skill positions
And I'm gonna
that
tell you
people
why.
gonna say I'm gonna get later round.
Cause let me tell you why. All four teams that was in the NFC Championship and the AFC Championship, they can get
Mm-hmm.
at they can get after your fucking quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Detroit coming after him, San Fran coming
Yep.
after him, Kansas City
And you
coming
seen it.
after
And
him,
you seen
Baltimore.
it last night, didn't you? You seen it last
Yeah,
night, right?
Yeah.
You seen it
So
last night.
so that told
Protection,
everybody that put
protection,
everybody
protection.
on that put everybody on high alert. And if you can't protect your quarterback, you will not make it to
Yes,
the
sir.
final round of the NFC Championship.
Cause think about it, Mike. What has been the move the last probably 3 years? Edge rusher, edge rusher, edge rusher, edge rusher. Coming off the
Yeah.
board.
Especially
Linebacker,
second
edge rusher.
second round. That's the
Yeah,
best time to get your edge rusher. Second round,
edge
top of the
rusher, edge
third.
rusher. Come on. Now you got to
I
protect
mean,
all
but
these motherfuckers from all these niggas that they done drafted that edge. You got to protect these
if you
motherfuckers.
if you
So
can get Aiden Hutchinson with the man, Aiden Hutchinson, he's a good ass player, bro. He's a real good ass player, bro. He's a really good player.
Hmm?
what about
He's
okay?
legit. I said Hutchinson's legit,
He is,
but yeah,
but
edge rusher.
so we got to protect from a Hutchinson. That's why we need a guard because Hutchinson come with a couple of other players on the defensive line, and that's why he's always free and he's always on 1-on-1 because you got to protect the defensive tackle. They got two big defensive tackles in the middle of that damn defensive line, and they take up space. And some got to get double teamed, and Hutchinson is 1-on-1, or they try to chip him with a tight end, and the shit don't work. So if you can't protect your quarterback, you are done. So offensive line are going to
I'm
fly
done,
off
bro.
in the first round and in the beginning of the second round.
What's the chances of an offensive lineman getting taken the first pick? So 33.
That's you said what at the first pick
Yeah, 33. Yeah.
at 33? It better be because that's our pick.
Yeah. You would take a lineman? Like, I don't think
Hell
that's a
yeah.
bad.
Fuck a receiver, fuck a running back, fuck a tight end, unless it's Brack Bowers. That's offensive guard. I need someone that can
But
stand.
Mike, you got to think of it from this aspect. If you're not going to go splurge and get big money on a receiver, you know the number one thing to gloss up Bryce Young numbers is going to be having receiver help for him. Now you know that. You understand that first pick of the draft, priority number one is going to be receiver. And then they're going to go offensive lineman. I hate to tell you.
Because the
That's-
numbers will
cheaper.
jump higher if the nigga got more time.
But think about it though. Think about it.
I mean,
Why
you
go
making
spend
sense.
22? Why spend 22 million on a T Higgins when I can get a Troy Franklin or a Donnie Mitchell who will give me the same amount of production from T?
But
Because T Higgins is the number one. That's disguised as the number two.
Are you,
So-
are you
well,
trying to
You mean
get
number
Hutchinson
two? You mean number two? This guy was number
let me
one.
let me check this though. Let me check this. The original question was asked by Pop that we do GM and this and that. What will we do far as GM and all this? Now, Q enlightened me to something this weekend. We was talking off air, and he went and got the Madden game. I don't play video games, right? And Q
Yeah.
went through a simulation. I don't know how to do it because, like I said, I don't play video games. Q went through the simulation, and somehow, how did you do that, Q, or whatever? You had Andy Dalton running the team and all this stuff right here, right?
Well,
And
if
we
you
won
go
8 games.
based off of the roster that they got updated right now, and they got Andy Dalton over Bryce. Both rated 72 overall, and
Dang.
Andy Dalton is the starting quarterback. So if you just run out
Okay.
there with Andy Dalton, with the way how this team was, in my simulation, we won 8 games off the rip.
But I tell you, okay, now with that being said, this is what I tell y'all with this right here. This is what I do know. Like I said, I don't play video games, but this is what I do know in 2023. That is called AI, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is not a bisexual. Artificial intelligence don't care what your mama got or what your daddy doing or who love who or whatever. They strict no emotion, strictly numbers, strictly the best scenario situation that could happen. So y'all can say all this and all that, and then some of you motherfuckers will come to me and talk about, well, on Madden this and that, and I told you I don't play games. You know what I'm saying? I don't play games. So I don't know nothing about. But
you gotta understand, we won 7 games last year. So what Madden said, we got 1 game better with Andy Dalton as quarterback and the pieces we already had. That's what Madden was saying.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is AI. This is crucial thinking. This is not Dan Morgan trying to do the Wheel of Temper. Temper not trying to look wrong. All this shit. This is all emotion out of it, crunching numbers, what you supposed to do. You understand what I'm saying? So when you guys ask these questions, AI said Andy Dalton is better than Bryce Young. So MDJ, when you come in here the other night talking about, I told you I was saving this for tomorrow. I kept telling your fucking ass I was saving this for tomorrow. AI don't play that bullshit. AI will cut your ass, fire your ass, send your ass home. AI don't care if you got 6 kids. You understand what I'm saying? They do the right
Mhm.
thing for that business. So AI says Bryce Young ass do not need to be playing football. Go home, this and that. Not me. AI. So if you was a GM, you wouldn't.
Oh, but
What
guess
they
what else,
telling
Scope?
you?
Guess what
Yes,
else?
sir.
They had Ike Aquanu rated 80 overall, left tackle. He
Yeah,
made a Pro Bowl.
yes, sir. Yes,
He
sir.
made a
Because
fucking
once
Pro Bowl
again,
with Andy
like
Dalton.
everybody want to say, he got worse. No, he didn't. He's right on point to be. It takes 3 years, not just 3 years for a quarterback. It takes 3 years for a lineman to pop, unless you this special dude, whatever. The Panay Sewells, the this one, the Rashad Slater, la. Andrew Norwell came to us, a UDA. 3 years, 4th year, he's a Pro Bowler. You understand what I'm saying? It takes that in the trenches where the game begins, it takes that long, y'all. But that's AI saying that once again. It's not me. Those are the numbers. That's AI saying it. So if anybody asks that, I give it to you just like that. AI said draft you a guard, not a wide receiver, because Bryce Young shouldn't be playing in the first fucking place. AI said that, not me.
Mhm.
Oh my God! Look, man. Look, we had one game without Bryce Young, and there was nothing wrong with our receiver squad then.
You right, Leo.
It was
No bias. No bias.
no. So when I come across here and I say that we need a guard, it's because I'm paying attention to the injury report on the offensive line.
Oh, you're
Our
right, Mike.
offensive,
We
you know what I
got
mean?
6 guards totally injured all the way around. 4 left guards that's completely injured, and 2 of your right guards that's completely injured. And guess what? The only solid guys on the line, which is Taylor Moton, rated 83. You got Ike Aquana, rated 80 at left tackle. And then
Yeah.
Bradley chump ass Roseman is rated 70 in the middle. You can upgrade that interior offensive line all the way around. And this is stuff we already know. Just looking at the roster.
Let's take it another level. Not only was the top defensive line inside the NFC and AFC championship,
Mm.
all the top
You
offensive
just
lines,
hate Bryce. You
all
just
the
hate
top offensive
Bryce.
lines were in the playoffs. All the top offensive lines, except for Tampa's. Offensive line actually outplayed the end of the year in the last 6 games.
Hear me
But
out.
at the beginning of the year, Tampa's offensive line was not good.
Uh-oh. When Rail say hear me out, he always gonna say some buck wild shit.
But
Hey,
wow.
Here we go. Go ahead.
what if crazy? What if offensive line is okay? What if it's completely schematic? The issue with offensive line. So at
Oh,
33, hold on, let me cook. So at
yeah,
33,
yeah.
you got a Donnie Mitchell, 6'4", 190 something pounds, who's a proven playmaker at the college football playoffs with Georgia and with Texas. You got him available. You can't scheme up these wide receivers. You can scheme up offensive line. You don't take him, you take offensive lineman.
Hmm.
Cool with either one. I'm cool with either one of those picks, offensive lineman or playmaking receiver. I'm cool with either
I'm
one.
telling you right now, if that guard is from Duke is sitting there at 33, I don't
BB,
give a
BB.
damn.
Yeah, BB.
No. BB's not from Duke.
Yeah, BB is from Duke. Don't play me, Mike. Don't do that again.
Anyway, if that offensive guard from Duke is sitting right there at 33, I don't give a damn if Brock Bowers or Marvin Harrison fell all the way to 33.
Wow.
Mm, hmm
Because the
You was
man just said
you
we
being
got
stubborn
6.
today, Mike.
It said we got
Hey,
6 interior
he right
injured
though.
linemen.
He right
He
though.
right. He right.
6.
Mike,
What up?
Your
them
guards are
them
injured.
Mike, them boys gonna do what's best for Bryce. They're going to
And
do
what's
what's best
best,
for the
But that's
quarterback.
what's best for
Now,
and
be
Bryce
what's
too,
best for
mindful.
though,
Bryce,
We
Ryan.
know what's best for him is building the line, but they want to see points come on the board. I hate to tell
can't
you
get
that. They
can't get
want to
no
see this
points if we
boy. They
can't
want to
stop this
hold him
nigga.
in the light. Where I understand that, Mike, but you talking to hard head motherfuckers.
Shit,
You
am I
talking to
hard headed
hard
too?
them boys go and build the ball with sand. They gonna build a brick wall. They gonna build, they got the hard head motherfucker.
I will know what quality of GM we have when that decision comes.
Oh
Yep,
shit, Mike, I'm
yep,
sorry. I'm
Uh,
yep.
sorry. Come on,
That's
we be
it.
that.
That's
That
it right
me.
there.
I'm
he
talking
gonna
That's
take
it
a
about.
right
I'm
receiver,
there.
talking
Mike.
about Graham. I'm talking about Graham. My fault. I'm talking about Graham.
I'm cool with either pick. I'm
I'm
cool with
sorry.
offensive lineman or receiver. Just no running back. Not a running back necessarily.
No, no, not a running back. We don't need a running back.
We don't need
Yeah.
a
Not
running
right
back. Who
there.
said that
Whoa,
blasphemy?
whoa, 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 whoa.
I
We need a
said,
running
Who
back.
okay,
said
not
that?
right there.
Necessarily.
Not right there. I said not right
We
there.
need
Not
one,
right
Oh,
just
there.
not
okay.
We
in.
don't need a
Not.
running
Okay.
back right there.
Oh
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
shit.
not okay. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Oh
call him off.
shit.
Call him off. Call him off.
The
Call him
motherfucker
off.
jump on your ass, Al.
You
Calm
hear
down.
me?
Hey, yo, Al was with me.
We did it fourth
Al was with me.
round. Fourth round.
So you get undrafted free
Lord
Now
agent.
have
listen,
mercy.
cause the reason why I say that is because I don't give a damn how good your playmakers is. If a nigga ain't got time to get on the ball, what are they good for?
Yeah.
Well,
But also
they
you gotta have
figured they
somebody
could
back
find
there
a
who can
quality
execute.
guard in the third round.
Well,
Yep.
I
What?
mean, one part of his problem he couldn't step up in the pocket, but he don't step up in the pocket because he can't see. So I mean, you got two problems
Mike,
right there.
Okay,
Mike,
okay, but listen, let me say this.
look at the
The
Dallas
worst, what up?
Dallas Cowboys, Mike. They took Travis Frederick, the
Mm-hmm.
center, in the first round. He was a third round grade. They took him in the first round. So what I'm trying to tell
Mm-hmm.
you
That's
is
good scouting.
if you know what you got in this offensive alignment, it don't matter where you take him. If you scout this motherfucker and
You got a
you do
scout.
the homework, you'll be fine.
Telling you.
Y'all say Dan Morgan, y'all trust Dan Morgan, don't you?
Yep.
Q,
That's true.
Yep,
Q,
That's what
yep,
y'all saying, ain't it?
That's
Q,
Mike,
true.
yep.
Q. Stop
I
doing
ain't
that
said it.
bullshit.
Y'all said it.
Stop.
Y'all say
No,
y'all trust Dan
Q,
Morgan is what y'all been saying.
Q. Stop that bullshit.
Uh,
Cut it the fuck out. Cause now you on bullshit right now, and you know you being on bullshit. And I hate when you get like this because you be trying to sound logical with the bullshit, and it be pissing me off.
Logical bullshit.
What you doing at 33, Q? Let's put the
I'm
spotlight on you.
I'm
Who
a
you
toxic
drafting at
ass
33?
nigga. I'm gonna draft a motherfucking receiver just to piss Mike off.
oh Lord,
Of
Yeah,
course you will. Of course.
yeah. My next pick, I'm gonna go get an offensive guard, left or either right guard. I don't give a fuck which one. Then I'm gonna go get a running back after that.
No, you know
Maybe a
what?
tight end.
The reason why I say how strongly I feel is because I done seen way too many teams that have average teams, but because they have great offense and defensive lines, they stay in the league. They stay in the run.
I hear you, drop.
Like,
Right.
look at the Colts. Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is not good,
Yeah, consistently an average ass nigga.
but they stayed in the threat.
Mm-hmm.
That's because the coach is worth a good goddamn. Steichen is a
Mm-mm.
very good coach.
And how's the offensive line?
I mean, the offensive line decent. They had the offensive line before running with Jonathan Taylor. They always had a good offensive line.
See what I'm saying? Keep a good offensive line. It don't matter who's behind there throwing the fucking ball damn near. You
we're
can
But
not
still
but
staying at
make.
Mike,
33.
that's a team that runs the ball first and let that open up. We don't even do that shit. You get what I'm saying? We got no identity as a team.
At all.
How,
Facts.
What do we do best, Mike? What do we do best, Mike? What do we
Eat
do?
booty. That's
Run
what
the
What?
ball.
Texas do better.
That
And we
goddamn
don't do it
jailer.
that good last year. It
Oh,
was
have
it was
mercy.
it was critical
You-
that, and that's why when somebody says something, we don't need a running back. I'm glad he changed it up because I was like, we need that desperately. But
Man,
you know what?
Chuba Med.
Have you looked at the free agents in the running back room? Oh my God, the
I'm
name.
not paying another damn
No,
running
no more
back
free agents,
ever.
man. I'm sorry. I
No, that's
can't
not
do
what
it.
I'm saying. I'm saying that we made that move way too fast.
We're
Yeah,
not doing
yeah,
this
we
shit. We're
did.
not doing
Because
this
we
shit
got
today.
everybody that's free agent.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I bet you can get Kareem Hunt for $3 million. That's how many motherfucking
Toxicity.
running backs is the fuck out there.
Well,
Saquon, Derrick
why
Henry.
are we getting it for 3 when we paid Miles Sanders groupie
Stop,
ass
Steve.
$6 million?
Stop.
Because a combination of a duo running back room for only
Y'all make
$9
me feel
million,
so comfortable.
I can live
I,
with that.
I love y'all. Y'all make me feel so comfortable. I want to be here. Philly didn't want me. What?
You hear what I said, Q?
Yes, sir.
If I can have Miles Sanders and Kareem Hunt and I'm not overdue and that doesn't go over $9 million, I can live with that.
Oh man. Yeah. Well,
They're
I
not
I
gonna
can
bring
live
that
with
Kareem
that.
Hunt nigga up in here. I can tell you that.
I'm just saying I can live with that.
They had a chance to get the nigga last year and wouldn't do it.
I was mad about that.
Leonard Fournette, Kareem Hunt, any kind of power back, they overlooked and say, nope, we don't want that.
Nope. No, sir.
Yeah, man.
that's all
Yeah.
we do in Carolina, boys. Eat booty, boy. We love
Oh,
eating that,
there
man.
you go with
I
that
like
ass eat.
Tepper,
I like eating ass.
eat
You
booty.
better eat ass out the shower, or you gonna have bumps around that lip. You better stop that shit.
Jalen, it's time to get in that Bible, Jalen. It's time to get in that Bible. You over talking about
It's
eating
time to
booty.
hit the like and subscribe button.
I like eating ass. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm an ass
Boy,
eater.
this nigga toxic as a motherfucker, boy.
Scattered ass. I ain't eating no random ass. I learned my
Guess
lesson
what?
about that.
Guess
I
what?
This
Guess
shit
what?
just left
I
quick.
got
You shall eat out of all plastic cups when you come to my house. Not a nail, no, fuck it. All paper cups when you come to my house. No plastic.
Where Wally at? I was in Germany. Ate some random ass. Boy,
Oh,
I got
you
strep throat. Never
what?
again.
Strep
Good
throat from eating
God.
ass. I wouldn't tell them. I wouldn't tell nobody that. You walk
I
around
don't
with a pink eye.
I don't know what he was thinking by announcing that.
Lord
Man,
have
Good,
mercy.
man.
I was
Good
young.
idea.
I was in my mid
What
20s. That's
in
a
the
long time
hell?
ago.
What if
What
they
the hell is
farted,
this?
man? What if they farted, bro? Now what?
Jalen, he didn't eat the fart. He just that nasty. He'd be like, oh,
Work it
I
out.
like it.
Yeah,
I
you
like
damn
it.
right. You damn right.
Let me get that
Jesus
booty
Christ.
juice right in my mouth. He like that type of shit.
A little marinade, a little margarine.
Oh,
Let a little
Lord.
margarine, let it
Oh,
marinate, huh? Boy, this old margarine ass nigga, ain't he?
I
He
can't
like
deal with this
eating
nigga right now.
eating hot ass.
I
Lord
can't deal
have
with him
mercy.
right now. Jesus
What
Christ.
what in the world?
It went so left. It
So
went so
anybody who
left.
just coming in, Real
It's
is
so
eating hot
last.
ass all out of the blue. Whoa!
Q, you ain't never ate ass before.
Here we go with this shit here.
Are we really doing
Oh,
this?
yeah. Now you cheesing.
I mean, everybody.
That's what you saying
Everybody
now.
gotta like and subscribe. Like and
This
subscribe. You
this
never know
nigga
what you're gonna get on the
fool.
panel. Like and subscribe for real.
What the hell?
Tease it.
That
Y'all
boy,
wrong.
that
This
boy know.
nigga crazy.
That boy know he ate ass before.
Damn, JP, you gonna put him
like
out there
I'm the
like
only
that,
munch.
JP?
Oh, y'all, I know
JP, you
Papa
gonna put
munch.
him out there like that?
Let me turn my camera off. I ain't fucking with this thing.
They gonna hide behind the logo. Okay.
JP, you notice how quick he said, make
Oh.
sure it comes straight out the shower, right?
Real, don't throw me in that.
Oh man.
Don't throw me in that, Real.
That
Don't throw me
nigga
in
told
that.
on himself.
Mom, I know you done ate the ass, boy.
No,
You
I'm
don't throw
good.
me in that
I'm
like
good.
that.
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
You the only one eating ass around here. Yes, sir. You living life on the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got a good cup of ass you about to be drinking in a minute. So let everybody Rail is on some wild shit today. We appreciate Rail.
I'm
Uh,
That
just acting like I'm working, bro.
nigga.
Wow.
I'm just trying not to get fired. I was just trying not to get fired. I'm acting like I'm
this
working.
this nigga is on one today. Lord
Y'all, I
have mercy.
appreciate everybody showing love, hitting that like button. Keep that number running up. We appreciate y'all day in and day out. That's real shit. We appreciate y'all.
You know who been
Well,
quiet the whole time?
who
Goat
that?
been
I don't
quiet.
remember the
Goat
ass
been
eater
quiet the
stuff
whole
that came out
time.
of the.
Yeah. If we know Goat the number one ass eater, probably. Yeah, we know.
have, I plead
You
the
know, he
fifth.
got quiet as hell
He
too.
plead the
Bro,
fifth.
why you get so quiet on me, bro?
Look,
Well,
I'm gonna
I
start
was
getting
trying
last words because we done went to the
yeah,
ass eat now.
I was trying to eat lunch. I was trying to eat lunch.
No.
Yeah, he got him a good plate of ass. Yeah, yes sir,
Boy.
yes sir.
Oh man, I
Hey,
can't do without the
JP,
thing.
look. I'm gonna go ahead and be the one to do it. Jalen, give me your last words.
My last word will be that went left. From my comment, I went left, but you know what? It's whatever though. I mean, because we all men at the end of the day. Because I would eat something too.
Whoa,
Here we go.
If you was that guy, bro.
Here we go.
Y'all have
Welcome to
ruined
the
my dear
squad.
little angel, Jalen. Y'all have done it. You no good mother. Y'all just sorry.
Welcome to the squad, Jalen.
Jalen, go
Ruined
get that Bible right now. Go pick up that Bible and get to
Jalen,
reading.
you need to be drenched in the blood again.
You better go read Exodus, Deuteronomy, whatever you need to read to get your life together today. Genesis, in the beginning, Jalen ate ass. Hopefully it don't say that in your Bible.
I hope not.
Oh my God.
Boy, these niggas buck wild, boy. Who next up? Give me somebody who don't eat ass around here. Carolina Logic, talk to me.
I'm a nasty mouth bastard. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, here we go.
Don't ask me nothing. Don't ask
Oh my god! Oh my god! I got a show full of ass eaters around here. What the hell going on?
Ain't got everybody.
Mike,
What's good, man?
come on, give me your last words.
All right, first of all, I want everybody to stop using Kevin Gates as their hero. We can stop that bullshit.
Lord
All
have
right.
mercy.
I want to one more time, man. Like, subscribe, show love to the channel. You know what I mean? We here for y'all. We glad that you're around. Shout out to my mans in the panels. Man, I'm out, yo.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Mike,
Yes,
don't
sir.
forget that. Don't forget that email, Mike.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay. Put that phone number there. I gotta holler.
Pop.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all upgrade y'all dental plan.
Mm.
Y'all boys are putting y'all mouths in some inconspicuous places. And keep praying.
I'm scared to call on this nigga right here. Real?
No, I'm good. I'm about to run. I gotta go ahead and cross that border to South Carolina, and I'm finally about to do it. And
Do what?
cross the border, nigga.
Oh, okay. I thought you about to eat some ass over there. Okay.
No, I'm celibate. I'm giving up ass eating for Lent. When
Oh hell.
Lent come around, so
Ain't nobody believed that. Not one bit just now when you said it.
there I am, man. I'm giving it up for Lent. So you know what I'm saying.
This
But
nigga getting holy all of a sudden. Lent.
got Lent in my pocket. Really?
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, like I said, New Day, Carolina Panthers fans. I love it. I love the fellowshipping and brotherhood that we have here. And let's wait to see that pick 33 or 38.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go. Talk to me, Bubba.
Well, man, hey, there ain't no two more places where you can get an education. You can get ass eating to rats. Rats to ass eating the moles. So, hey, keep praying, We got another one banger for you tomorrow on Goat Talk. We shall holler at you later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make sure y'all do us that favor. Like, comment, subscribe. Do your part in this right here. Like the video. Become a member today. Well, this is the only podcast that is going to be open enough to talk about ass eating while they talk about sports. Yes, you heard this correctly. These niggas be talking about eating ass. So do us the favor, comment, like, subscribe. Just keep your ass together because there's gonna be some wild shit up in here come tomorrow. Please, 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 help me, please. Come on back to bar. Don't let the ass eaters scare you off.